YKS Premium, a very special edition, I think, of YKS Premium. I'm JF. I'm looking at Mike over here.
What's special about it?
Well, you're here, my friend. It's always special when you're in the building.
We're here, JF, me and you, and nobody else.
Nobody else anybody gives a rat's ass about. Just kidding, my friend. The little, what the fuck is this guy? This is a, Poppy the Platypus.
That's the groiper from
Don't say it's
4chan.
Don't say it's a fucking
frog.
Now I can't show him.
Get that out of here.
It's bad enough we got the fucking... Wait, did you take the primes off camera? Okay.
There's one down there.
Well, we got Prime, we got the groiper, and we've got, hey, two fabulous guests here in the studio. To my left, of course, we got from the Guys podcast and from watching a bunch of sex people on the computer. If he ever gets his username back, it's our friend Murder Bryan. What's up, Bryan?
Hey, yeah, I'm kicked off because my name is Murder.
Yeah,
literally the only reason it says, and
that's the only reason. Yeah,
but I can change it now to be like Guys Podcast or something. It's gonna be fine. It's still gonna be a bunch of swinger stuff. It was already made an adults only channel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Like I don't know what that entails on Twitch. Like, what are my peers?
Yeah.
In the adults only on Twitch space.
I don't think anyone's on there. I mean, there's a lot of ladies on there doing a variety. We don't have to get into the ladies.
You have to click a link to get in there. They're like, this is a nasty stream.
Okay.
It is a nasty stream. That's why I wasn't very mad about it.
How do you get to it? What's some of those?
What's some of the nasty stuff?
Some of the URLs you can go to?
Wow, I'm closer to Mike's iPad, and I saw his password. Now I know.
Don't fucking say,
bro.
what?
I fucking saw your password.
Fucking do.
I didn't even know you could only do 3 numbers on a password. What the fuck? That's fucking 3 numbers. That's 3 numbers. Well, hey, you heard him laughing. Why don't we introduce our next guest? Next? That's weird to say, isn't it?
Next guest.
It's weird because it's not like you're the second guest who doesn't have enough clout, like on Conan or whatever. Like you're here. I feel as if you're in equal standing to Bryan. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up.
I agree.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up.
You might be higher than me.
Absolutely no chance I have as much clout.
I think you're
as
you have
Bryan.
as much in this house.
I disagree.
You have as much standing as Bryan because you're, of course, the theme master for all of YKS and the host of Fast Track, which we all hope comes back soon. You can watch him on the Howell Dawdy stream on Twitch, which is not banned and demonetized right now. It's our friend Howell Dawdy. Hello, Howell.
That's true. Actually, I am not currently suspended, so I do.
Yes,
I do have that over.
Your
Bryan.
URL is live, so
higher than me on the talent ranking.
Well, he's got us all beat to absolute shit in that regard, and he knows it too because I saw him bobbing his head to the theme. In the car yesterday, I said, "Howell, your theme is your new theme for Block Party is so good." And he started like puffing his chest.
He said, "I know."
He said, "I know." I almost thought he wanted to say bitch afterwards.
Hey,
I don't know if he said bitch, but it was.
Should have.
I just think I snapped with that one. I just think I did.
Yeah, you did. You did. I meant it. It's a fantastic theme.
Well, and I was popping my head to that. I didn't do the music on the.
That was Wavmage.
You had something.
Wavmage,
You probably had something to do with it.
That was Hal's voice. You had a hand in it, Hal.
I had a hand in it.
It took 3 to 5 people to make it. It's like
that's what it's like. That's what people don't realize.
You got to hire several people to do any of this stuff.
Absolutely.
We had to hire a guy just to post it.
Yeah.
Yep. You got to hire a poster, a producer, a sound guy.
We just hired a guy to go take a shit in the middle of the episode, and he's just.
So, I mean, you hit record, and then he says, "Be right back."
This guy shits. So, like, I haven't shit in like 3 days.
It's something like when he's on camera or something. It makes him
I guess
shit,
he's got camera tummy. Yeah,
it's cigarettes.
Oh,
because that's why I miss cigarettes.
Eating too many of them or something.
Yeah, that's why I miss smoking. Because I would just like for like 15 years, I would wake up, walk outside. I would grab a brush and put. I would wake up. I'd walk outside with a Mountain Dew in my hand, and I would smoke like 3 cigarettes, and then I'd be ready to just
attack the
day.
Do anything.
Attack the bathroom and the desk.
That's crazy. I'm sitting over here eating an egg.
Yeah. Mountain Dew and cigarettes. And then for like a full year, I ate cookies for breakfast because I lived in an apartment complex.
You're talking about Cookie Crisp?
No, cookies.
Cookies for breakfast.
Otis Spunkmeyer cookies. You know those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know them well, yeah.
I knew the girl that worked at the rental office in the apartments I was living in.
I thought you were going to say you knew that.
I know.
I knew of the Spunkmeyers.
I dated Otis Spunkmeyer's daughter.
But you know how they have those like basically an easy bake oven for like rental offices and stuff. So when people come in, they can say, "Would you like some cookies?" I would go in there every morning and I'd be like, "Oh, hey," and just talk to her.
Breakfast.
Yeah. If I go in there every morning, I'd be like, I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on in the rent and stuff world?" And then I would
clutch. Jesus, he's here again, my friend.
She left me in there a couple times and said, if somebody comes in, let them know I'll be back. And I'd be in no shoes and ripped up fucking shorts.
That's so good.
My first job out of college, we was in a building that was across the street from a Subway, and the restaurant.
Okay, they got a restaurant now too.
The restaurant, not the train.
What's in there? Grilled rat?
Yeah, they have both.
So
actually, probably would be better.
And this was like the first day working for my boss, who was I found out was like a very unique guy. And he starts like, we get into the Subway, like everybody takes lunch and we all like file into the Subway across the street. And he starts like describing to me how to order like a combo meal. He's like, they got a thing here where you can he's like telling me that I can get chips and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he says, and we have a deal with them where you get a cookie with your meal.
Oh God. Wow.
And so when I got up there, I ordered my food and I said, I work for Miller Pipe Organ across the street. I heard I get a free cookie. And the lady at the lady at the counter just goes, everybody gets a free cookie.
I had a few years ago, there's a venue in my city called Ace of Cups, and a lady took over and was like, "Hey, all you got to do is if you want to come to a concert, just plug it on the show and we'll put you on the list."
I think I've been to Ace of Cups.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, and I plugged the show, and I said, I want tickets for a now canceled guy, so I'm not going to tell you who the musician was. No bunny. But I was like, this is very exciting. My daughter or my wife likes him. We're going to go to this concert. I'm on the list, so it's not going to cost any fucking money. And I got up to the door, and they were like, your name's not on the list anywhere. And I was like, you know what?
JF, we know that feeling.
Listen, we've all been there. We've all been there. Sometime in the last couple of months, we've all been there.
It's never happened to me, but
I can promise that I will never be on the list. I will never even just trust that I'm on the list at this point. I'm done. Like, I'll just pay to get into things.
It's better just to pay.
It's kind of like
it's better.
It's kind of like a rude. You feel kind of like a rude going up, skipping the line and being like, I'm on the list.
It's
and then
a horrible
humiliating,
feeling.
like asking, maybe I could get on the list or
Oh
something.
my God. Yeah.
You have to be placed on the list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have to be followed up with to make sure you got in okay.
You got to check with them
If
and
those
say,
things
make
don't
sure there's a
happen-
guy at the door who has seen a picture of me,
Right.
knows
I mean,
who
for
I
real.
am,
Yes.
knows my work, and can gesture very clearly to me.
If you're I guess if you're one of the people in the world, I assume there are still some who has like no social anxiety at all. Then I guess it's no problem.
Yeah.
But for literally everyone else, it's like a gauntlet to go through because you're the initial reach out, right? The conversation of like the dance of like, well, are they going to put me on the list, or can I say, hey, I'd love to come to the show? Like, do you say that? Then you got the whole thing where you're interacting with the cashier who's like bored, like chewing bubble gum, like I look at the list all day, whatever their fucking. I don't know what their problem is. It's a whole. It's an absolute fucking mess.
It's so fucking embarrassing to feel. I was always embarrassed even when I was performing live. And I'd show up on my show.
Right.
And like,
because they don't know.
They have no idea who you are. And what they know is happening that night at the venue is just podcast.
Right.
Like they think you're going to go in there and just sit down and record a podcast, and that's like what it's going to be. And I was smoking a lot when I performed live because I like had a ton of anxiety, and I like standing outside and smoking cigarettes and kind of hanging out before the show. It made me feel like relaxed.
It's a great excuse to go stand in one place.
That's why I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you stand outside too. I can't do it anymore. I figured out that I get addicted to them more than once.
What,
You're
cigarettes?
addicted to cigarettes?
Yeah, I quit twice. I had to quit twice.
News to me.
So look out for that. If you ever get in on them cigarettes.
Well, wait. Tell everybody what brand it was so they know not to smoke
Avoid
that
that
one.
brand.
Marlboro Black Menthols.
Okay,
is
don't
what I
smoke
was
those.
smoking last.
Highly addictive.
So I would just kind of stand outside and smoke.
Stick
but
to
like,
Camels, I guess, or something. Maybe that'd be better for you.
But then like,
Well, the Reds are.
Oh, okay, the Reds are fine too.
Reds
Okay.
are milder.
Okay, that's good.
but then you're like, I got to go back into the building
Right.
once I've been standing outside for an hour.
That's the way it goes. You got to
And
go
I
back in.
paid one time to get back into the building that I was performing at because I was too embarrassed.
I would do that.
yeah, I was just
for
too
sure.
embarrassed to say, "Oh, I'm with the
Right.
I'm on the show."
I went to go see my friend's band the other night. They were here, and I didn't even make any attempt to like meet up with them or anything like that.
You didn't tell me. I would.
You would not have.
Well, what kind of show was it?
I can't imagine what concert Jesse would go to.
I know. Fucking
Like music concert.
Yeah. I like music.
it's fucking
I-
symphony fucking
I like to go to the Symphony Philharmonic. Yeah, I like to go to that.
yeah.
Sometimes I'll go to that show.
You ever seen
Yeah.
Korn?
Ever seen Korn live?
Yeah.
I've not seen.
Oh,
no,
that's a
I've not seen-
fun show.
Well,
That's
actually,
a fun show. You're missing out.
You know, sometimes the opera. I guess it's the opera probably. Sometimes they'll do like a Korn. They'll do like
Korn night.
follow the leader,
do a
or they do all
Korn,
this stuff.
follow the
Do a
leader,
Korn.
Yeah.
the whole album, and then the next night they'll do the Zelda. Link
okay.
Man, that's pretty cool.
overture.
I just recently saw Violent Femmes with the Columbus Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
And I got yelled at by the listeners and by Chris because I took a picture and they said I was tarping, which is a thing at teaching them all this stuff.
That's so good.
Teaching the listeners all this stuff is like not great. But at jam band shows, people will just lay out a big tarp and they'll be like, this is my spot.
I thought the picture was. I didn't know what tarping was. That
So-
it was taking a picture, but yeah.
So
okay.
I took a picture as a goof of my family and sent it to Chris, and he was like, "This is fucking disgusting." We had like, it was fucking sold out, and we did have like 6 blankets all spread out and like charcuterie board.
Damn.
Oh, that's nice.
Like
Hey.
big bottles of
Where
wine
was
and
this?
booze.
For who was it? What was it?
Violent Femmes
Violent
with the
Femmes.
Columbus Symphony Orchestra. And we took up, I will admit, we maybe took up more space, but I was just like, somebody
was
just.
it like it was obviously it was an outdoor thing.
Yeah, it was an outdoor
on a
thing.
lawn somewhere.
And
Like,
we didn't leave either. The tarpers at the Phish
it'd
concert.
be funny to tarp at an indoor, like in a theater, like,
they
just
do that.
spreading blankets over
Like
the
at
seats
Gallagher
and
shows
stuff.
and stuff. I think
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah, but I was like, if we're taking up too much space, somebody can tell us to move. But then after it was over, I was like, you know what? The truth is, if I saw somebody taking up too much space, I would not tell them to move, and I would want them dead for the whole rest of the night and for the next 3 days. So kind of feel bad about it. I don't think I'm going to be doing much tarping anymore. I'm not going to.
Sort of, I feel like that seems so dependent on the size of the crowd and the congestion of the crowd, because if it is, it seems like that would only be a problem if it's immediately surrounded on all sides by a huge crowd of standing people looking for room. If it's a tarp and then a bunch of grass and a few people scattered sitting around it, it doesn't seem like a big deal to me. But
I think at a Phish concert, weirdly enough, they're sort of sold out.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're-
absolutely.
Like it's completely
it's definitely
full. And
you're
then-
definitely like being a shithead at a Phish concert if you like take up a huge amount of space.
Well, they're some of the most violent guys I've covered on guys. They're always threatening to fight each other, like all the fucking time. There's a whole Facebook group that I'm in now called Phish Call Out Group. And it's just people trying to fight each other constantly. It's like to the guy that was talking during like World of the Earth or whatever the song's called. I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
Guy who was talking during World of the Earth,
That's
logging
his-
onto Facebook, going like, "I wonder if anyone was talking."
I saw a guy mad because somebody needed an ambulance during a song that he liked.
Oh, that's annoying.
He's like, to the guy that had a medical emergency during this song, fuck you, man.
That
Ruined the whole
sucks.
fucking song, dude.
He did. Well,
And
they
those
ruined.
songs are only like 36 minutes long. So it's-
Yeah. I of all
do
the
not
guys,
want to hear a siren during bouncing around the room. It's the only song my girlfriend likes.
But of all the guys, those are the ones that are the most like, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to kick your ass. Or why didn't, like a guy will be like, I'm sick of the chompers at the show, which is people that talk during the show.
Yeah.
And then another guy would be like, I think you should be allowed to be a chomper. It doesn't matter. It's like we're all out here hanging out being friends. So that's like a whole war they have within the community. So
There's
It's
so
like if
much.
they have a name for it, they are kind of allowing it to happen. Like,
I know.
He's tolerated in the community.
I
yeah.
want to chomp.
Yeah.
Let me chomp.
Yeah, they have a whole language going on over there.
Sorry, Mike. I interrupted. You were saying you got the VIP treatment at your
Yeah.
friend's show. What was it?
Was it a jam band?
No, it was
Metal?
it's a pop punk band.
Don't look
from-
at your phone.
It's a
We're
pop punk
recording an
band from
episode.
Ohio.
Put the phone down.
Blink 182?
It was not. You want me to say who the fucking
Say,
people
shout
was?
him out on the fucking show.
I'm gonna say who it was.
Say out this fucking show.
From Ohio?
Your friends
It was
band.
Phish.
How many people are in the band? Let's do this. Let's figure this out. How many
the
people are in the band?
The band
20
is called
questions.
the band is called Hit the Lights. They're my friends from when I was in high school.
Check them out. SoundCloud.
But,
Are they good?
fuck off.
I'm trying to help.
Check them out.
Did you
I
talk?
checked them out. They suck.
purevolume.com.
No, they rock. They fucking rock.
Did you
No,
check
they're
out? Did you
terrible.
talk to them while you were there?
Check out
I
that
didn't talk to
reverb,
him, no.
reverb.com
See,
page.
you gotta talk to them.
Well, I did like a what's up because I tried to go. I did the thing where they had a back. They had like a loading. It was at the basement east, I think.
Yeah.
And they had like a door that was like
It's a venue.
where the load
Okay.
in was. And so I tried to go back there just to say what's up. And I got stopped by some security guy. He was like, "Hey, buddy, you can't go back here." I was like, "All right, man. I'm not even gonna deal with it."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you, "Hey, I just wanted to say hi to my friends who was right there behind you." I just said, "Hey, what's up?" And I just tipped out because
Yeah,
I'm not dealing with it.
You don't know. Like, it's also that thing where you're like, do they know me still? Like, are
Yeah,
we decent enough
Were we
friends?
even friends when we were? Did I have just a weird misconception of what our friendship was, and now it's like, hell, the weird guy's here again.
Yeah, I'm raising my hand at the show, and they're like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah,
Put your
I
hand
think I
down.
fucking remember that guy from
Yeah, that would be my
high school.
fear. So what I would do is go up to them and say, "Can I get an autograph?" And then if they recognize me, it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
That's funny.
We're just
It's a
having a
good job.
fun
But if
joke
they
with
don't,
you."
yeah, you got autograph.
You got
free
their autograph,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
which
not
is
bad.
worthless.
Have you done autograph guys yet?
Yeah, we
do
did
autograph,
actually
yeah,
do
okay.
them. Yeah, because I obviously walk like 20 miles a day, and I live downtown, so I live like 3 blocks from the hotel
Mm.
that all the hockey teams and soccer teams and all those people stay. And I got fascinated with the guys that stand outside of the hotel. They're like 50-year-old guys with like a notebook full of pictures that are waiting for people to walk out and then open them up. And I'm just like kind of
cool.
I'm fascinated with it because one, I say this about Amber Alerts and stuff too, but I
Okay.
would never recognize somebody.
Interesting.
I'm never
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
see a license plate and remember it from the Amber Alert. It's just not in me. But also, if a famous guy walked by me on the fucking street, if fucking one of the guys from Korn walked by me on the street, I wouldn't recognize him. I just wouldn't even.
I find that hard to believe.
No, well,
recognize
the
head,
Korn guys would be easy.
Monkey.
The Korn guys would be easy, but like.
So bad example.
Yeah, somebody like famous. Like think of
Yeah.
like Glenn Powell. Like if you're walking down the street and Glenn Powell walks
Who's
by,
that?
Colin Powell.
Twister guy. Twisters? You ever seen Twisters?
Have I ever seen the movie that just came out? I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh, you'll love it. It's really good.
got
Actually,
Glenn Powell
really.
in it.
Glenn
Yeah, it's
Powell.
got Glenn Powell. in
It
it.
is fun. It's a fun movie.
You fucking seen it
You'll-
too? What the fuck?
yeah, yeah.
What is this?
We
You guys
all
all
watched it yesterday.
What the fuck?
After you
Brian
left
and
the
I
restaurant.
Brian and I are movie guys.
Yeah. I haven't done movie guys yet. I
fuck?
just did Rotten Tomato guys though with John Gabris. So
That seems similar.
well, it's different.
Sorry, I shouldn't.
Yeah. Don't.
It's
The
kind of like
autograph
They're
guys are
dead
so autograph guys are so strange to me because it seems so cynical and like so detached from just loving
Mhm.
the person and wanting their autograph.
I like the guys.
I would not
I like
sign
the guys.
an
who are like,
autograph.
"You
for
got
something.
one more here, boss, for you."
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
yeah.
Bro.
And the fascinating thing to me about the whole thing was the guys who buy them on the internet.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
a guy that is going to buy a picture of a hockey player off of eBay from a guy and just kind of trust that it is going to be like the actual autograph. And
but don't they have like a certification
Not
process?
not
or
if you
something?
stopped them out of the hotel room. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
I
probably
guess,
submit
yeah.
it, I guess, but yeah.
It's funny because in that episode we had like a news story of a guy who dropped like $15,000 on memorabilia at this place through a broker, and that broker was just signing the stuff.
Yeah.
None of it was real. And he's sitting on the news in the room like, I thought it was real. I paid $15,000 and it's worth less than $300. Like, just the shirt that it got signed was worth something or something. So it's very, but I you know, you got to feel sorry for a guy, but also, why are you buying autographs off the internet? Like, that is
Sometimes it's funny.
well, yeah. I get that. That's true. That's true. As a joke, but there are people who have a house full of autographs they bought off of fucking eBay, trusting that
Jim Carrey's signed Grinch 8x10 or whatever the fuck.
That's one thing I don't understand is like if there were ever to be an attachment to, first of all, autograph photo, I think I'm out at just autograph photo. Like the photo doesn't add anything new. I have some cards that are autographed from players I like, certainly. I don't seek them out necessarily, but okay, I have them. I think the photo I'm out on. The photo doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care about that at all. But also, if it were going to be that, wouldn't it be like a photo where I was in it
Where
with
you were
them,
in it.
and
Yeah.
then like they signed it almost to be like we were in the photo together. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like that.
I think at its best, what an autograph represents is an interaction. Like this is a memory of me meeting the guy. So I get Jim Carrey's autograph and we talk for a second.
Almost before like, hey, can I take a quick picture?
Yeah.
Like where that would have been not possible, right? And sort of taken the place of it in some ways.
So if you're buying them if you're buying them off the internet, it's almost like you're treating it more like I am interested in the handwriting of like of an entire sports team or something.
I will say the thing I found in that episode, the most interesting thing is that like when you get super famous, you get an autograph coach. So that that's why all their autographs look interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And my autograph just looks like whatever a guy's, scribbling or whatever. But I found
I had to work on mine because well, I mean, it's not my real name.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't used to writing it, and I put.
Fuck? I don't.
Who are you, dude?
I mean, for real. I bring you into my home.
Listen, between the four of us and Dan
as well.
I was given a different name at birth.
This guy loves names.
I know what it is.
I do love names. I love having lots of names because you can sell more autographs.
That's
if
what
you
it
have
is.
multiple
That's
names.
fair enough. That's fair enough.
I have so many different autograph streams that I can revenue streams that I can send out into the world. But I had a shirt. I had a shirt design at one point that had my name on it, where it was like an autograph at the bottom of the shirt, and I sat there for like a day trying to make a cool looking, like trying to make the H look striking, all that shit. So I worked on it for a while, and then it just looked like I drew my name.
Would you sign something for me? If I grab something, could you sign something for me?
I would probably want to do it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
but,
even better
we could
for me.
certify.
Yeah.
We could.
I'd love to have all you guys sign something for me. Actually, I think that'd be
Well, you need. I mean, if you're gonna do more of this, you should have like a wall where all the guests
That's
sign
smart.
the wall.
Oh, that's really cool.
Like
yeah.
at the Comedy Store.
And then you could sell that wall.
Sell
You can
the wall.
sawzall out the wall and auction it at some point.
I did find out, because I did stand-up comedy, guys, that there are comedians that have a pen and go to the Comedy Store and sign their own name on the building. So their name is there. I'm like, oh, that's smart, but it's also really sad. But I have a few autographs, but I sort of feel like the story behind them is better than one of them.
Yeah,
I talked about this recently. So I have the guitar player for the Deftones autograph. And when I tell the story of how I got the guitar player for the Deftones autograph, I make it seem like it was this, like I remember being like, and then we were at Ozfest and Stephen Carpenter walked by and I was like, holy shit, that's Stephen Carpenter. And I went up and I said, can you sign my ticket? And he's like, you got a cigarette? And I was like, yeah, man, I got a cigarette. That's cool. And I gave it to him and I was like,
this is the coolest brand of cigarettes. I love these. I'm so addicted to specifically these.
It's like, thanks for the cigarette, man. But like stretching the story to be an interaction with a guy that you didn't have. Like I talked about Coal Chamber. I went to see them and they had a woman guitar player that like was at the time, was like, oh, hello. Yeah. And she stepped on.
What does she look like now?
I don't want to talk about that. Okay. She stepped on my foot when she was walking through the room and I would be like, man, I was standing there and Raina stepped down. She walked down the steps. She stepped on my foot. She turned around and she was like, I'm sorry about that. And I was like, dude, that's totally cool. It doesn't bother me at all. Just stretching. It just completely stretching every one of those stories like you had an interaction with somebody that is really just, and then like Jonathan Davis from Korn signed a thing, but he signed it HIV.
You have this?
Yeah, it's at my house. HIV, so it looks like a smiley face. And I was like, but I would have liked you to sign.
Why'd he do that?
No. I know. I'd like you to sign Jonathan Davis.
Or I'd even take Korn.
Did you ask him to re-sign it?
Sign Korn.
No.
Hey, Korn's better.
Yeah. I said, fine, I guess this is what you do. And then I got Fred Durst's autograph, and he wrote Fred Biscuit.
That's funny.
And it's just like, dude, that's not...
good.
But nobody's going to believe that's
yeah.
And then
I got Fred Durst's autograph. It says Fred Biscuit, dude. You did not.
So then
he spelled it Ferd instead of Fred. I don't think Fred Biscuit would do that.
Fred Biscuit.
It turns you into a different guy when they don't believe that. Like now, I'm a guy that signed a ticket inside Fred Biscuit.
Everybody thinks you did it.
So
yourself.
something I cannot find, but a buddy of mine used to be like the the programming director for a museum, and they had a Star Trek exhibit, and Robert Picardo from Voyager came and like did a meet and greet and signed all these glossies for that, and they he got one signed for me because he knew I liked Voyager, and then when he left that job, he found this like manila folder in his file cabinet or something that was like 50 glossy signed Robert Picardo photos, and he just gave that to me for my birthday. So I had like 50 different headshots of Robert Picardo.
Yeah, sell them.
And I mean, I would love to just have them hung up in different places in my house or something. Wall, yeah. I would love to. And I cannot find it. It sucks. So it was a horrible thing to lose because it's like I don't know. It's so funny to me to have multiple signed
Wait, you lost all of them?
I lost the folder. He gave me the folder of all of them, and I lost the whole thing.
We recently.
So I mean, an autograph guy is listening to this and going like, Hal's got like a cache of valuable, precious Picardo.
He's got upwards of $500.
The guy who left the Bitcoin on his hard drive and threw it in the fucking garbage dump. You're like that guy.
I'm like that guy. I am like that guy.
I'm
like that guy with my Bitcoins as well. I don't know where they are.
We recently went to a minor league baseball game because Corbin Burnson was there.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And we waited in line and we got his autograph. And when I got home, my wife went and got a frame and framed it, and it's hanging in the living room. It's not a picture of us with Corbin Burnson. Right. It's just a picture of Corbin Burnson.
Beautiful.
That says his signature, and I love it. And that's like turning into like a new thing with me. Is like I'm not like a big autograph guy, but like if you go to a baseball game where they have like because they have minor league baseball games will have the weirdest. Like they had
promotions and stuff.
Yeah, because they had the guy from The Office, and you're like, the guy from The Office? That's fucking crazy. But it was Michael's boss guy.
Oh, like the regional whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, well,
who is that? Who plays that guy?
I can't picture it.
That's the guy who he has the kind of darker hair, kind of.
Oh, the darker haired guy.
Fuck, what is his fucking name?
It's just funny. There was a long line to meet that guy. Like the same length of line to meet that guy than was Sergeant Slaughter, which you would think.
I wouldn't have an opinion on that.
Sergeant Slaughter is much more famous, I think. That guy, yeah. He was there just signing autographs.
I don't think I've ever seen that guy.
There's a couple episodes, probably.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of that guy. But yeah, I definitely like. I
mean, I'll
found
take his autograph. You know, like it'd be
obviously,
nice to have the autograph.
You find somebody who wants it, and you can hawk it to him.
I'm on the Hawk it to him.
Hawk Tuah.
Hawk Tuah, right?
I'm on the
Hawk Tuah.
There you go. We
spit on that thing.
I'm in Hawk Tuah City. This is the city where Hawk Tuah is.
This is where it all started.
I thought it was New York at first, but now I recognize some landmarks.
I was trying to get them to take me to the Hawk Tuah corner last night, but
that would be so.
They said it's
nice.
just
it's
slammed there all the time now.
Yeah, it's blocked off by like cops and stuff.
Well, is that thing they had in Portland for a while, right? Where they had like the
Chaz.
Yeah, it was like they had that's sort of what they have set up around where she said Hawk Tuah.
Did you watch her
Dick Suck City down there on Broadway?
Hey, walk down there, get your dick sucked. Watch your back.
Careful now, careful.
Did you see any of her on Bill Maher?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I watched a couple clips of that. That's so bad. But I also saw her on. Dude, she was on the Whitney Cummings podcast.
That was good. Mm-hmm. I liked that.
So fucking bad. These two dunderheads, these two single-celled brain cell, like fucking going back and forth. Oh, they're so bad.
I haven't watched a lot of Club Random, but I watched part of the Hawk Tuah girl, and then they recently did one called Bill Maher Talks to Kids.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
That was wild.
I saw a clip from that.
Wild.
Really weird, man. He's like, you guys watch TV? And they're like, we watch YouTube. And he's like, gotta watch TV.
Strange.
It's like it's the same fucking
He's like, so what kind of porno you guys into?
Talking like two 9-year-old kids talking about how hot like some chick is or whatever he was talking about.
Yeah.
That's right. He goes, more like Sophia Viagra.
God damn, what are you talking about?
Talking to a kid.
Is there anybody behind the camera that can put a stop to this? Or
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like, I guess if you're doing like the best, I don't know, the most great, like the best case scenario on it is that it's like, is that the joke is that it's a drunk old guy making inappropriate jokes to kids, and that's something that everybody's sort of in on. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't look like that. You see clips of it, and that's not how it reads at all.
So even though this is my problem as a dad, I always have this thought where it's like, well, the kid doesn't know still.
The kid doesn't know what's going on.
The kid's not like, oh, this is sort of like a takedown. It's like a satirical look.
This is going to be really funny.
I'm just saying there is like a precedent
really
for like kids are in R-rated movies and stuff like that. So like
they shouldn't be.
Well,
they should.
They should hire adults and then put a sign on them that says like I'm supposed to be 12.
Yeah.
In the like they should wear a shirt,
little
that says,
sailor hat,
like
and outfit and stuff.
Did you guys ever watch that? It was like a movie that came out of like 5 or 6 years ago that was like 12-year-old. It's like a sex comedy with 12-year-olds. It's like the stars. Like it was called like Good Boys. Or something, and it bombed, and people were like,
I feel like I did.
Good Boys.
I do remember they tried to make like a raunchy comedy nowadays, and they just can't do it.
I'm seeing if that's what it is. The Good Boys, 2019.
Oh, it's like a coming of age type movie. Yeah, but like they used to make like
back in the day.
I mean, I never really policed what my daughter watched because I was like, you know what? She knows how to use the internet. She's seen porno and all that stuff. So whatever. I don't care. But it's just very funny to make a movie that like I don't want to sit and watch a bunch of 12-year-olds playing or whatever it is. So like why make them like I guess nobody saw it. So adults
I don't like kids in movies. I mean, I really don't. I love my children so much. I just don't think they're very good actors.
I like three things in movies: guns, cars, and fighting. Like other than that, I'm like,
yeah, I guess I don't have any disagreement there. I think those are some of my favorite things to see on the big screen.
And that means I don't watch fantasy because there's no guns and there's no cars.
Well, there's guns and cars analogs, right? You got the bow and arrow, you got the ballista,
lightning bolt.
Yeah, lightning bolt. It's really awesome.
Not the same.
Not the same. No, I like watching
a magic scepter. That could do a lot more damage than a gun, actually.
It makes a gun look like child's play.
I love it. The magic scepter versus gun. I mean, you play Marvel Snap. What do you?
Well, listen. There's some guys who can really wield a magic scepter like you wouldn't believe.
What's the show where they pit like a Roman? Like a fighter against like a Viking or whatever. What is that show called?
It's on Spike. and I
Ultimate
cannot
Warrior or
remember.
something like that.
on
Or
Spike.
It's on the stupid dumbass channel. I forget what it's called.
they should do.
on the
I
Moron
just was thinking they should do one that's like Gandalf versus
John Wick.
John Wick, and Gandalf would melt his gun immediately or something.
Well, John Wick would have the unmeltable gun.
Dude,
though.
did we just have an ultimate idea for awesome side pod?
I mean, it sucks.
Gandalf versus
Who
John
would-
Wick
who would freaking
is
win?
Such a good idea.
Who would win?
it's
every
really
every
good.
week we have a ideological battle.
Yeah,
of
we
who
have
would
to do a
win.
debate, right? Like
Yeah.
people on either side, right? You
Yeah.
listen
Yes.
to both people's things.
Yes.
I think we could maybe have also somebody do raps to it to set the raps.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
feel like we are like inching closer and closer to all movies existing in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like it's out of the question in the world we live in now to see John Wick and Gandalf in the same movie, because everything's all mixed up, like with the Marvel, everything. There's like, well, there's only really one cinematic universe. All the rest of them kind of.
It's kind of the issue now. It's become the issue with movies and shit now, where it's like they can give you too much shit now.
I see
To where because one of the Boba Fett show, they had Boba Fett like riding a Rancor, and I was watching that and thinking like, God, me as a kid, I would have fucking shit
Right.
if I saw Boba Fett riding a Rancor, and then they did it on the show, and I was like, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
You've
I mean,
set this up. I get
the
it.
Marvel stuff only happened like a couple of years ago, right? I mean, really,
Yeah.
like, and then you're thinking about like, in 2001, none of this stuff existed, and we were attacked also.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the big team up.
Yeah, and the world changed. The
that
world
was the big
changed forever.
team up back then. It was like
And irony
12
died
guys.
on that day.
yeah.
Muhammad Atta and all those guys teamed up, and it was like crazy.
And then we teamed up. We formed a coalition
of the
of
willing.
the to fight the axis of evil.
So is that what we're going to do today on this bonus episode? Is we're going to figure out if Gandalf would beat John Wick?
We have a lot of stuff planned that we can do. I was just looking up what movies are in the same universe. I'm looking according to Reddit.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Here we go.
That's where I get a
That's
lot
the
of
source
information.
Yeah.
for this type of
Well,
stuff.
you're
for sure.
joking, but where else would you look besides I mean, that's Reddit is
yeah.
the place. How about Ghostbusters and Caddyshack?
No, it's not. See, people now are like, "Oh, these two things are in the same world."
Okay.
There's
Next.
Bill Murray's in both of them, so he can't
Yeah.
be. And it's like, that's insane.
Yeah,
like
but
he's already a guy in both of those.
Well, sometimes
universes.
there's guys who look like other guys.
Well, okay.
he gets possessed by a ghost at some point and turns into the Caddyshack.
guy, but
guy.
that's like years ago.
That
what
could
else?
make sense.
Okay, Daredevil and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The goo canister that blinds Daredevil is the same that creates the turtles.
This motherfucker's just making stuff.
So
up
one
now.
canister does two different.
Wow.
It's pretty
He's
crazy.
just making stuff up now.
Now
these
this one
people.
is true. Star Wars and ET. The ET aliens do
That's
show up,
true.
and they're in the Galactic
Yeah.
Senate in Star
Well,
Wars.
in the EU.
Okay,
I
and that's the
believe.
canonical. Okay, are you saying? Do you have a problem
That's
with it?
not canonical.
Well,
they killed the Star Wars canon when Disney took it over.
That's
They said
insane.
all
I
of
hate
the
that.
books and stuff that they wrote.
That's
Like that's
insane.
no
And they said
longer-
E.T. actually died at the end of the
Yeah.
movie now because of when
I
they
think-
rebooted it.
Wow, the Yuzong Vu fucked him up. I can't believe it.
I think missing out on the dark universe is like a real tragedy.
Oh,
of our
I
time.
actually agree with that.
They should've
1,000%.
done that.
I love that shit so much.
I'd love to see Russell Crowe playing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Ah.
That would be like very fun. Now we got him as the penguin.
That sucks.
The
The penguin is good. The penguin is good, but
I'm
want
gonna watch that show.
Yeah,
For
I won't
sure.
watch the show, but I'll listen to somebody else talk about it.
I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna have my wife watch it with me.
Gonna have your wife watch it with you.
Yep.
That's odd
Well,
phrasing.
she didn't
I'm
see
gonna
the
make my wife.
Batman.
Yeah.
She didn't see the Batman. We were recently talking to somebody, and they were like, "You didn't see the Batman? Did you?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Why didn't I see it then?" And I was like, "It's 3 hours," and I knew.
It is
Like,
long.
it would be hell for her to be in the movie theater watching specifically that movie because it's long, it's dark, and it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Penguin show is probably
She
gonna be
thinks
good.
she likes things that are white and short.
Yes. Oh, I'm not short.
It looks actually. This person says here the goo that creates the turtles would have created Daredevil, but the timelines diverged.
Yes.
So that was a bit of a correction there.
It's funny because you can still get me because recently I was reading and they were like, oh, they're doing Transformers and G.I. Joe. And I was like, oh, shit. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I just got excited about Transformers and G.I. Joe. Like I felt like such a fucking dork. But those are like, yeah. Those are like two of the things, like He-Man, Transformers, and G.I. Joe were like the three things I liked as a kid. And then the rest of it was
I
like
liked He-Man a lot.
Yeah.
I love He-Man.
They're making a He-Man.
That tiger. They already made one, Dolph Lundgren.
Well, they're making a new one that might stick closer to canon.
Timothy Chalamet in it? Or
I wish. No, it's some guy that did soap operas or something.
It's probably Josh Gad. He's probably
he's probably going to be the new He-Man.
He probably is.
God, if I could write the new
Just put an
He-Man.
AI He-Man in there. Just make the whole thing an AI.
Oh,
That's
shit.
good.
I meant to do this. Mike, I was telling you about this last night. So there's these stickers all over downtown Nashville that say Young AI.
Oh, yeah.
YUNG
Oh, yeah.
AI. And it's an
Oh, yeah,
AI
you mentioned this last night.
musician.
AI musician.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Wow. That's cool.
yeah, oh yeah, man. He's like a robot, man.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I went and looked at the page, and it's so fucking like, it's a guy saying like, this is very artistic.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like, we fed a bunch of country and rap songs into a fucking AI machine, and you know, we got it. We made a rock star that's a robot, man.
That's so cool.
Oh, it's great.
They're going to do that one of these times, and it's really going to take off. I really believe that.
They got me. I told you they got me.
You're talking about right here, yeah.
I did. I got into this band. I was on YouTube. It fed me this artist that was like, I sat
Tell us about this at dinner, and I was losing my mind.
So it said there was a song on YouTube. It said, I sat on my balls and I threw up all over, or something like that.
And they make it look like it's like from the 70s or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's like
seen those,
that kind of rock music, that like garage. It was like, it looked like the Sonics or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's my favorite kind of music in the world. I'm going to click that. And the song sounds like the Sonics, and it sounds really good. And I'm like, wow, so they're making these songs, you know? And I was like, I got to find this band. So I found the band. I listened to like 10 songs. And then I was like, oh, I really like this. I'm going to buy one of their t-shirts. So I went on Google and I searched their name. And luckily, instead of buying the shirts from the AI company, I bought them from a company that's siphoning off,
siphoning
like the
their shirts.
Redbubble company that sells the shirts so that they don't get the money. So I ended up with this shirt at my house, and I was like, I can't put it on. First of all, it's a horrible shirt.
Yeah.
Worst quality shirt.
Yeah. It's bad. It says like, I don't know why I bought I really don't understand why I bought it, but it's like, I'm just going to sit on the floor and act like a toddler right now. And it has a guy just sitting on the floor. And I'm like, why did you buy that? I don't have any funny shirts.
Yeah.
That would be the only funny shirt I own since the days of t-shirt hell, when I owned a lot of those.
You had a lot of t-shirt hell shirts?
Look at me, man. Of course I had a lot of t-shirt hell.
Well, I will say before Mike threw the hoodie on, I was getting kind of nervous because I was noticing that 3 of the 4 white guys
on
had the kanji
the show had the Japanese letters on their shirt in sort of an ironic way, which is, I guess, it's kind of the move when you get to be middle-aged. You start to look for...
I submitted a t-shirt to T-shirt Hell back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, and they said that they would accept it, and I just never followed up with it. But I'm sure the idea that I had was really good.
They're still doing it.
Are they still doing it?
Seems like they're still doing it.
T-shirt Hell.
Large bucket of shrimp, 2024.
What's that?
It's got my vote.
What was your idea? A smiley face that has a bullet hole in the
Yeah,
in the middle
have
of
a
the-
nice day.
Oh, here's a
or
good
like
one.
yeah, it was a weed leaf that says "Have a nice day."
Have a leaf day.
Have a leaf day.
Here's one
good.
that looks like Buffalo Bill
Mhm.
from Silence of the Lambs.
Would you vote for me? I'd vote for me so hard.
Yeah,
That's
he says,
twisted.
would you vote for me? I would vote for
A lot
me
of these
so hard.
shirts.
So yeah, the t-shirt hell's still going. That's
I'd love to wear
incredible.
that like in the parent pickup line at
Oh,
school or
yeah.
something like that. Because,
Yeah.
hey, everybody.
Yeah. You got like once you're a parent, you're like, oh yeah, I can't be walking around in a shirt that says "fuck shit bus" or something.
Yeah.
go into the school. And
Fuck
they'll-
shit, butts.
Some parents don't have a problem with that. Some parents will just straight up wear whatever.
That is true.
I think
We went
it's
to the aquarium in Gatlinburg, and that guy was wearing that wrestling shirt. What was that lady's name?
the wrestling shirt. Ooh, scissor me daddy, or scissor me
yeah.
daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, huge letter. You can't be.
Yeah. Walking around with your kid. That's like when
Well, that's what I say when I'm in arts and crafts class. I say, and I need my scissors.
Right.
I say, "Scissor me, daddy." And they hand me my scissors.
it is. But I mean, the shirts in Gatlinburg that they sell are all
They're
just incredibly nasty.
Yeah.
Every single one
They had
of
that
them.
Trump store there. I didn't go in, but they had a dedicated Trump store. Or whatever.
Yeah, I've had to
Couple
shop
of them.
online for the whole thing. I've never been able to step foot in the fucking.
We were talking about this on the way over here, but I really want to go up to one of those. They have them like on the side of the road. It'll be like a tent, and it's full of Trump flags or whatever. Just to go in there and be like, "What? Where's your Biden stuff? Or where's your?" I guess now it'd be where's your Harris? So the last time I talked about this, it was Biden. But
y'all got any
where's
gay
your
pride
Harris
flags?
stuff?
Y'all got gay pride flags?
It's crazy that they're not in Gatlinburg. It felt like they weren't trying to monetize Democrat stuff. Like it felt like it was all.
Well, it's because like the overlap of person who is doing a scam or ripping everyone off and Trump fan is like a circle. So, the Venn diagram is a circle of those two people. So of course they've got more flags and more cheap like merch and stuff.
Democrats are just too smart.
Yeah.
That's why we like them. We love them so much.
It says that Machete and Spy Kids are in the same universe also.
Okay,
heard
they're
that.
directed by the same guy.
But it says it's the same universe. He doesn't have to make it in the same universe. He can make tons of movies that's in different universes and stuff, but he didn't want to.
I'll let it slide, I guess.
Machete,
I'm the ultimate arbiter of what's in the universes. But yeah, G.I. Joe Transformers coming soon. And He-Man.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'll watch He-Man no matter how bad it is.
Yeah. I'll watch a He-Man thing.
I want to watch the two, like, that what's that fucking movie the Borderlands movie?
Yes.
I'm like so excited to watch that and the new Crow.
Yeah, those are.
I saw the Borderlands movie.
Bad.
You saw it?
I saw it. Yeah.
Was it good?
You're the one?
I did. Listen, Hollywood needed me.
Yeah.
They do.
And so I stepped up.
Answered the
I
call.
bought a ticket to see Borderlands, and I went to see it in the theater because I knew that if we don't go to see these movies, they're gonna have to stop
They're
making
gonna
them.
make video again.
Kevin Hart's going to be out on the street.
Oh, man.
Jack Black.
What I will say about the Borderlands movie is not good. It's not even that fun as a bad movie, but what it does have that I genuinely appreciated is you can tell that the movie knows that it's wasting your time and that it feels bad about it. I've never seen a movie where you could really feel like they're like, it has all these moments in it where it's like they could have done something emotional here, or they could have had this, they could have had one more line in this conversation or whatever, and they're like, nah, fuck it, we gotta move, we gotta go do something else because you have somewhere you have to be. And that is like, it felt very good.
Yeah.
That part of it feels good.
Yeah, The Crow bummed me out because like I was huge. Of course, I was like alive in 9th grade when The Crow came out, and it was just like right there in the demographic.
Yeah.
And I saw it like on opening night. I also saw The Crow 2, City of Angels on opening night. But I was like really excited about it. And then like I started reading, like from the day it was announced, people were like, this movie's going to fucking suck. And so I got fascinated with it. I set up like a Google alert for any news on The Crow, and every news story was like, there's no way this is
the worst
good.
movie of all time.
Even the star is like, I don't like the ending. And like everybody's just saying, I read the script, it fucking sucks. And then it came out and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go see this movie. And then I read the reviews and they were like, he's not even The Crow until an hour in. Oh. And it's about his romance with the woman that gets killed so he can get revenge. And it's like, oh, maybe I won't go see that. Because that's like, I'll love watching a bad movie, but it can't be boring. It has to be bad and interesting. And that's not. Yeah. So I'm going to watch it though.
Well, you'd love this movie we watched last night.
Oh, we watched a fucking great one last night.
Wait a minute. Whoa. You guys had a Howell and DB's movie night?
Oh, yeah.
In the
I would love to
yeah.
have been to that one. If I didn't have a huge panic attack,
you guys shouldn't have gone.
You didn't even have ice cream. You couldn't have done a movie.
Well, I was having a
We did have ice
crazy
cream.
panic attack, like shaking.
I can't believe that.
Why?
I just choose not.
I've lived
Well, we
with
did. I mean,
anxiety.
we had a very nice
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
dinner.
Wait, so
That was great. That
What-
was a lot of fun. And we found out today that Bryan was having a panic attack the entire time.
when I
Severe
embarrassed you in
one.
front of the server, was that a problem?
Ooh.
No, it wasn't that. It was.
How did this panic attack happen?
What
the heck?
I think I got maybe a little too stoned. We sat down at the table and I started to feel dizzy, like weird. And I was like, I think I'm dying. And then I was like, just completely act normal. I know you get it too, Mike, where you're just like, just act totally normal and nobody will even know. But under the table, my leg was going the whole fucking time, man.
Was this before we ordered? When you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were sitting there the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
this.
So I, when we got outside,
You ran to the car.
I didn't have the car. We walked back to the hotel, and that was a whole other ordeal.
This morning I did
That's
think
right.
I was like,
you were like 20-minute walk away.
I was like, why
Yeah.
didn't I offer to take them back to because they didn't want ice cream? So I guess I was like, fuck them.
Hey, and my
Yeah.
wife's like, you're gonna live. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. For the whole walk there, she has to like
Wow.
tell me that I'm good. She's like, what can I do to help? And I was like, I need to get to the hotel room and be inside of there, and
Yeah.
then maybe that'll fix it. And I'm like, damn, I ruined a night. And
No, hey, we had to-
well, for her, I definitely did.
Oh yeah, she was telling me about that.
Back in the hotel at 9 o'clock watching a documentary series about Baywatch that just came out.
Oh, did you see that guy? He sniffed all of her swimsuits and stuff like that.
Yes, I did.
one of
I
the-
did. He
yeah.
smelled the
Excuse me?
pussies.
Who? What?
One of the I guess he was a kid on the show, huh? So he's a child actor, but he would go back
Hobie.
in the Hobie. Yeah, he would go back in the dressing room and he would sniff all of the Baywatch one pieces. He would smell their pussy holes.
And the way he says it, he's like, "Yep, I've smelled all the pussies of the Baywatch." Like
no.
he kind of insinuates that he did it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Look,
well,
if we were in his position, we all would have done
That's what I
the
say.
same.
I mean,
You
I
know?
would have done the same exact
I'm
goddamn
not
thing.
approving of it. Okay, I'm not saying it was the
Can't
right
tell
thing to
people
do.
about
I
it.
just think
Who said
No.
that, by the way? What the fuck?
Hobie, the kid.
No,
Oh,
who said
Dan.
that voice? Because
Dan's
his
fucking camera
gone.
got turned off. I don't want to get up because people.
Is it not working
Oh.
still?
Well, it's on
We can
my
fix
screen,
it
but it's
on
not
our
on that
end.
screen.
As soon
Oh,
as
there
they
it is.
said that in the thing, I was like, then I had to picture. I was like, so he's just in there sniffing the pussies of the bathing suits, just jacking off in their rooms and then
Yeah.
leaving.
Sort of
But-
wish my camera was off right now, but
Yeah,
we don't know how to do that.
I wouldn't have done that. I actually am respectful and was when I was 14.
well,
Oh,
I
you
don't,
wouldn't
I don't
sniff any
think that
pussies, yeah.
it doesn't seem like you should have this is a 14-year-old kid. Doesn't seem like you should have him running around wear the Baywatch bathing suits.
I don't think you should have been on Baywatch.
Okay.
Period. Wait,
And you- yeah,
should have been
don't
an
believe
adult.
they-
It should
yeah,
have
it
been
should've-
an adult in a sailor suit costume
Yeah.
that says "I'm 12 on
Yeah,
it,"
it
and
says-
we get it.
Wow, I love the smell of your pussy, or whatever the line on the show was. I didn't watch it.
It's so funny.
Well,
that-
I mean, doesn't sound like that's what the scripted
Oh, I don't
part
know.
of the show.
Part
It
of
sounds
it.
like that
Never
was
watched the show.
going
I'm not
on
sure. No,
behind the
That-
scenes.
I'm not a
that
big
would
fan.
be very funny if there was a scene in Baywatch where he's smelling their bathing suits,
I
like
haven't
as
watched
part of the show.
Baywatch.
That's how I got
Nights,
hooked on it.
But apparently, Baywatch Nights. The show, have you seen this?
I knew it came
You
out.
heard
They
about
didn't
this?
even bring it up in this documentary. I was
Wow.
like,
Well, Baywatch Nights
Non-canon.
was the spin-off, obviously Baywatch.
Did they
But
say on there that Baywatch
yeah,
and Baywatch
I'll get-
Nights take
the,
place
I will
in
the
look.
first
Okay.
season
universe?
of I think
Yeah.
I think the first season of Baywatch Nights is normal, but then the second season, it gets into like
It's like supernatural.
supernatural
Yeah.
stuff
Nice.
or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
nice. I gotta watch
Yeah.
that then.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I've been watching the like.
This is weird. It says Baywatch Nights is in the SpongeBob universe.
What the fuck?
You think SpongeBob smelled any pussies?
I bet he did.
Yeah,
he
he did.
probably smelled Sandy Cheeks' pussy in the in the underwater stuff that they live in.
I'm too old for SpongeBob. I never.
Yeah, no, me neither. No.
Yeah, no, I've never watched any of the SpongeBob stuff.
We
My daughter watched the worst shit when she was growing up. I don't think we didn't really overlap. Like she didn't like cartoons.
Uh huh.
hmm
She only liked like Hannah Montana and Zoe 101 and iCarly.
And you didn't like any of that stuff, so you didn't watch it or anything.
That's just a bunch of people fucking yelling at each other. I can't stand it. My wife's been watching Reba. And I just walk into the room and it's just a bunch of
go.
people screaming at each
Okay,
other.
it's called drama, but
That's not drama. It's a comedy, but they're always screaming and
it's a
yelling.
dramedy.
I'm like, could you guys please?
I gotta check out Reba if everybody's screaming on it.
Oh,
That
it's
sounds
crazy. They're
Yeah.
fighting every time I walk in a room.
Well, it's just this whole thing because her ex lives next door, and her best friend married her ex, but they share custody of the kids, and it's like she's a working mom, but she's also taking care of but she's a single mom.
One of these ultimate.
So
it's a blended family
complicated,
situation.
is what you're
Let's just say it's complicated. Yeah, let's just say.
And she listens to this show, and I can guarantee because you guys were playing the Reba theme song recently, that's why Reba's on in my house all the time now.
We love. I support Reba. She's really talented. They're bringing Reba back.
I can't complain because I watch wrestling.
Yeah.
They're bringing Reba back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it the actual Reba family for
Take
Reba?
him to the bridge.
It's not. It's a different show with Reba and then the lady who plays her ex's new wife, and they're doing a different. I think they own a bar. I think they're sisters who own a bar in the new show.
What universe are they in?
That's interesting. I'll have to look that up as well.
It's the He-Man universe.
Oh, that would be sick. Because I love He-Man.
What did you guys watch last night?
We watched a film last night called Deadly Garage Sale.
Okay.
And this is a movie by a guy named Doug Campbell, who does these types of movies like Stalked by My Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Stalked by My Mother. Look Who's Stalking. Designed
Seems
to
like
kill.
even the ones that don't have stalking in the title are still about
The Wrong
stalking.
Tutor. The Wrong Boy Next Door.
Oh, now they're wrong.
Who's Stalking Me? Double Mommy.
Now that
Christmas
one,
Twister that we
I'd like to
watched on
see
the
Double
stream.
Mom.
Double
Yeah,
Mommy.
so-
I might check that one out. Yeah.
So Christmas Twister was a Doug Campbell
wait,
movie?
sorry, that wasn't the related. That's a Peter Sullivan joint.
Okay.
Because you just said the wrong whatever. The wrong whatevers are directed by that David DeCocteau guy. I think,
I was
right?
looking at the related movies tab. But
Yes, you fucked up big time because I recognize those. I recognize those shitty movies as being from a different guy.
I'm clicking on Doug Campbell. Look Who's Stalking.
Yeah.
Stalked by My Doctor. Designed to Kill. Double Mommy.
He did do Double Mom.
Double Mommy.
Bad Sister. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dirty Teacher.
So
Stalked by My Neighbor.
now, Bryan, you might like Deadly Garage Sale because there are a few cars in it. There's a Subaru.
There is a gun, I think.
There's a Subaru Outback that has a kind of a faded paint job on the hood.
Oh.
So that's cool.
That's cool.
This movie
And that
says,
symbolizes that character is evil. I think in the
Yeah, you got to clean
in
up
the
your
movie.
hoods. Yeah.
after a suburban mom's garage sale is robbed, a struggle ensues, leaving one thief dead. Unbeknownst to the mom, the dead thief's sister poses as a friendly neighbor with a vengeful plan to destroy her life. So, like, kind of, I feel like low budget movies like that, Stalked by My Doctor, and like this, whatever. They have the acting of like the fleets that Howell watches or whatever. Very bad acting, very stilted kind of dialogue or whatever. Very fun to watch though.
I mean, you say low budget, but there were like 5 or 6 garage sales in
Yeah,
that
I
movie.
know.
Wow.
I mean, it was a lot. There were a lot of garage sales.
Stalked by My Doctor is like what was his name? What was his fucking name? Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts.
Those Eric Roberts films. But these where like, the mom takes her daughter to the doctor or whatever, and the doctor grows an attachment to the then stalks her or whatever. This is about a woman who has a garage sale. And 2 people come to the garage sale to steal the little box of money.
Because you already know at a garage sale, there's a shitload of money in there.
Yeah.
So much.
It's a great scheme.
They make
out with $2,400 from a garage sale.
The opening scene of it is them at this garage sale that's stealing the money out of it, and they make like $2,400 or something like that.
Fuck, what are they selling?
And
Yeah.
they do this, and the guy like it's a guy and a girl, brother and sister, and they're hitting these garage sales or whatever.
Oh, so
And
it's a family affair.
the guy
It's good.
goes into the house and goes upstairs and is like stealing this woman's jewelry, and she discovers him, and he falls down the stairs and dies. And the woman who was with him, his sister, blames the woman whose garage sale it was.
Sure.
And so she like leaves and comes back and like does this thing where she's like infiltrating her family and stuff, and like
She takes over her whole life.
takes over her whole life.
That's like a Fatal
She's-
Attraction
And the
thing.
lady is like,
Yeah.
I gotta have more garage sales and stuff because she's like out of
the
out
lady
of money.
is having
She's having money troubles.
subplot of the movie is that the lady is having so many garage sales that the HOA is like threatening to kick her out of the neighborhood.
Oh my god.
because she's having too many garage
She
sales.
can't. Yeah. So
the true villains.
Yeah.
somebody kills the HOA lady and pins it on
Good.
the garage sale lady.
yeah.
Good.
So I mean, this.
Glad you said somebody because otherwise
yeah,
you're
I'm
going to
not going to
spoil
spoil it who it was, but great fucking movie.
I gotta check this shit out.
All of these movies are so good.
I have you ever done
It does have
Yes.
like it has multiple moments in the movie where I think there's a twist that is like better than any M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you know it's
Yeah.
got to be good then.
Yeah. So
Check
you've
it
had
out.
you've had a garage sale?
I've had a garage sale in the past, and I think I just don't actually get what they're supposed to accomplish. I think I'm coming at them from the wrong direction, because to me, the garage sale is where I put the stuff that I don't want. And so there's a couple of problems with that. Number one, if I don't want it, it must be really bad, because I have a lot of stuff that's not any good. But so they're not getting the stuff, and they're definitely not buying the stuff from me, right? But then also, I'm sitting outside with all the stuff I don't like all day long. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just looking at all this stuff,
All
like,
this fucking shit.
and
Well, you
then,
gotta be out there, otherwise somebody will come into the
Steal
house
it,
and
yeah.
steal the stuff that you do like.
yeah, but then they'll fall down the stairs and die, so
Yeah.
who cares? But then I take the stuff back inside because it didn't sell. And then you go like, well, now I wasted a whole day.
Yeah.
But I don't. People get something out. People love fucking doing it. I can't imagine. Just throw it in the garbage.
I did a couple garage sales because I had a treadmill
Yeah.
and a TV, and I wanted to get rid of it. One of those big CRT. It was a huge TV, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I really want to.
One of the heavy ones that you don't
one
want to
of the
move anymore.
Extremely heavy
Yeah.
ones. So I was like, I'll sell it to you for $6. You know what I mean? Just hoping that somebody would come and take
Right.
it away from me.
Oh yeah, it's basically if you just put a TV like that out on the curb, you have to put a sign on it that says it works, or people
Yeah.
will leave
Yeah.
it there. Like
That's
people
right.
won't even like steal a TV like
Yeah,
that.
I actually put a window air conditioner out, and I live in like a downtown sort of situation. I put an air conditioner outside, thinking like, oh, it's hot as fuck, man. That's a window air conditioner. It's fucking free, and I put that it works on there. And woke up the next morning and somebody cut the fucking power cord off of it and just
Yeah.
left the air conditioner.
No,
What?
it's most of the time it's just people who want metal. It's like it's all like scrapper guys.
Yeah, well,
Scrapper guys. You should have
I should.
You should
I
have
mean,
an episode of Scrapper
That sounds like
guys.
one of the more sad
Yeah.
kind of.
Could be. Well, this lady in Deadly Garage Sale. So there is one thing that's she doesn't have a job, and she's going to swap meets. So this is an added
wow.
flea
added
market
layer.
thing.
So which is a word I haven't heard in a long time. A swap meet,
Swap
which I
meet,
like.
yeah.
I think flea market is the more commonly used term now.
Yes.
But they talk about swap meets as though they are like where garage sale people go to
Yeah.
get their garage
Well,
sale
that's
stuff.
crazy.
That's an
Which
interesting
is like
concept.
really like I'd never thought about garage sales in this way before, but
That's where they
that's
re-up.
basically what this lady wants to have a store. And instead she has a weekly garage sale that she's not allowed to have, and that she's in danger of losing her house.
So she's
over.
like turned it into like a business. Like she's entrepreneuring.
She's got a supplier at the swap meet.
Yeah,
she goes
okay.
to her supplier. That's a.
If I was the supply guy, I'd be like, well, why don't you just let me come to your yard and I'll just sell all my stuff there?
yeah.
Wouldn't that make more
you
sense?
pay me, and then we got a whole
Yeah.
thing like that. I don't know. I
You're
can't.
basically, I think that at one point the HOA lady does say you're basically running a retail store in our neighborhood that is so.
That's against codes.
And that, we can't have that. We have neighborhood bylines for a reason. I think.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
You're watching it now. I just saw the guy croak.
There he is.
Wow, wait, is this a recent movie?
Yes.
2022.
2022.
Nice.
The heyday,
Nice.
the golden era of garage sales.
Did you not imagine it was like 1981 or something when they started talking about it?
I did think it was one of the old movies.
There's
Yeah.
no way that was made recently. That's insane.
It's funny because like having a movie about a woman who's getting kicked out of her house for having garage sales.
Too many
Yeah.
garage
Too
sales.
Too many
This
garage
lady
sales.
can't stop having garage sales.
Yeah.
Not the angle I would have took on it, but
No, because we have a whole situation with us that's like, my wife goes to her parents' house and they're like, oh, we're getting to the end of our lives. Here's some stuff
Here's
we
some
want to
stuff,
get
right.
rid of. And then my
Yes.
wife will fucking take it
right,
and then bring it to my house.
right.
And then I'm like, what are you going to do with this stuff? She was like, I don't fucking know. They gave it to me. So then people come to my house and my wife's like, you want some of this? She's always trying to hand them junk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like, because
Just tell them you're approaching the end of your lives.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we're trying to figure out, like, it would be great if you could just get rid of your fucking junk at a place that didn't involve me like driving all like why can't the getting rid of your TV?
I'm excited to see where you're going with this. What
your
could you
batteries.
Okay.
Your
batteries is a big question mark.
Huge bag of batteries at my house
problem,
at one point, and I was like, I don't know, but why
throw
can't
them in the lake by my house?
That's smart. I just throw them. I used to just throw them in the trash back when I was a young man.
On the highway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want all of the
Throw
drop
them one
stuff.
at a time off an overpass.
My wife is like freaked out because you guys don't have those fences. They don't in Nashville. They don't have the fences
on the overpass.
On the overpass.
Well, nobody would ever go up to an overpass and throw something off of it at cars going by.
Yeah. We have them on all of them because that's happened.
I did that when I was a kid with my friends. We threw stuff off overpasses and stuff.
Like
really
snowballs?
shitty. Wow, no, not snowballs.
Okay.
Not snowballs, Brian. It wasn't snowballs.
Soccer balls and
we threw a lot of
cinder
snowballs
blocks
and stuff off of
stuff.
What you're supposed to do, in all seriousness, what you are actually expected to do is to take all that stuff to the dump and throw it in the dump and not think about it ever again. And that's depressing. I'm sorry. That's not good, but that is what you're supposed to do.
My mom did the same thing when I went up there. She's going through boxes of stuff. She gave me a mink stole. from like my great grandma's stuff or whatever, and I looked it up or whatever, and it's like $100 or something or on eBay. Somebody has one.
Yeah,
it's like like a real animal,
real mink stole. Yeah,
and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
So my grandma had been passed down from generation to generation. This silverware that the box said Quimby's on it, and they all had cues, and they were real. Silver. And my dad was like, Brian, we're gonna give this to you. And wouldn't you know it, like in 2013 I took it and had it all melted down for $100. Like it's gone. I took it to one of the places where they melt like we'll pay for silver. And I was like, man, I need it. It was like trading in my Wii or something like that. I probably had already sold my game system.
Yeah, I would imagine you did that first.
And then it's like, well, I sold my stereo and my game system. What else is left? And then I was like, because my dad was like, please don't sell this or anything.
Oh, he asked you specifically not to do that.
Yeah, but what? You have something worth money at your house, and you don't care about it. Really, I'm not big on like
sentimental stuff
or genealogy
or utensils.
Oh yeah, I hate utensils. I mostly eat with my hands.
You don't have a lot of photo albums,
none
pictures and stuff. I don't either, really. Well, I have some in the closet and stuff, but I don't keep.
Yeah, you know? No, I don't. I'm not sentimental about that stuff, and I don't care who was the Quimby's before me. Like I couldn't possibly.
You never traced your stuff on like Ancestry or anything like that?
No, I don't even know. Like if somebody is like, "What are you?" I just have to say Ohio. I'm from Ohio because I don't know.
Yeah.
What if I'm English or Irish or any of that stuff? Only just what the name implies. Which is, I think, English, and then my mom was like Irish or something like that. But I'm like, what do I even do with that information once I have it?
You
like
get a big St. Patrick's tattoo or the cloverleaf tattoo or something.
That's kind of cool.
It just doesn't feel like actionable information to me.
I agree with you.
And I'm just like, whatever, man.
I have a couple of photo albums in a closet somewhere as well. And I was thinking recently about how, like, I don't know if it's possible that, like, phones and social media, like albums and stuff, has just replaced photo albums, because not only do you have no reason to go fish out the album to find a photograph anymore, unless you literally never digitized it and you need to find the photo or whatever, but there's no reason to sit down and like flip through it either. And the only reason we would have had a reason ever to flip through a photo album is because you're bored and you don't have something else to like look at. Right. So
it's funny.
They are like, it's a dead piece of like technology.
The pictures are also so fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Like
they're bad.
I went to Woodstock 99 and I had a disposable camera while I was there. And I cannot explain to you, like only 3 pictures has me in them.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just like, look how big this fucking crowd, like Rage Against the Machines. Oh, look how big the crowd is, and then you just see a sea of people.
Half of them are just a blur.
A lot of times anything. A
lot of times you buy a disposable one to take like one picture, and then the rest of it is just like you're just trying to get through the thing so that you can have that one picture.
Yeah, and I still have the one of me and then 2 of the guys I went with. But that's 2 pictures that are worth anything. So like I don't think like a lot of old pictures are good anyway. Like when you look at them now, with the context of like, now we know what's supposed to be in a picture. I don't think we knew that.
We definitely did not. Definitely
with disposable cameras.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of like I know I have several disposable. I mean, I'm sure they're trashed by now, but like the things you would get from the actual place where you got the pictures developed, little envelopes full, just like thick, like deck of cards, thick amount of pictures. And the reason I would take disposable cameras around is because I would go to church camp as a kid, and I would take the disposable cameras and just be clicking all the time or whatever. And what they are is, and I've gone and looked through them and stuff like that. It's not like us, like at worship, and it's not like us, like on the old tire swing or whatever. It's basically girls' asses.
Yeah.
I was just constantly taking pictures of their asses. So I just have this like
trying to get a kind of visual sniff.
You could just throw that out.
I think I don't look. It's not. I'm not saying I have them. I'm saying the last time I laid eyes on,
you do probably want to get rid of those envelopes, huh?
Some of them's my face too. But I guess I'll toss that one too.
You buy the ass.
So I lived in a apartment when I was like 20, and the woman upstairs, the lady next door, they were cool. They liked us because we were loud and we were always partying and making a fucking mess. Like they're teenagers.
They liked us because we were loud.
Well, because so
my neighbors are cool. They have parties 24/7.
They did too. I remember popping acid at fucking 11 o'clock at night and running around outside. We had a grill.
Damn.
And we're like, I gotta go to fucking bed. But we can't leave the grill lit. We got to go to bed. So we pissed on it and then went to bed and left it sitting in the breezeway.
Did you guys have running water?
We did, yeah, but we didn't
piss was right there.
Yeah, the piss comes out easier. So I had a neighbor so most of my neighbors were deaf, which was lucky.
Sometimes Bryan will say something and you almost want to stop.
Isn't it fucking insane?
It can't. Like, did I hear him wrong?
I can't catch up. Wait, give me a second to catch my breath.
You gotta keep like a list of the things you need to follow up on afterwards.
Yeah.
That's the apartment where I told you guys how me and my wife started dating. That we were. I had a rule at my house that she's not allowed there during wrestling.
Yeah.
Because she was talking, they'd always make noise and be partying. Chomping.
She's a chomper.
Yeah. And so she came over early one night and she fucking pulled up and hit the tree in front of the apartment with her car and just got out of it and walked in. I was like, fucking wrestling's on. And I saw. So anyway, at that apartment, there were mostly deaf neighbors, and then there was a lady that lived upstairs that worked at Fujifilm doing the developing of the film.
Okay.
And she had one of those envelopes filled like this big, all naked pictures of people that she made copies of that brought in the pictures. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen because it was pre-internet amateur porn. It was like, geez, this is like the real stuff. You know?
I had one envelope come back to me with a little note in it that says, "We don't process photos like what you tried to get processed." Like they chided me in a little like pink slip of paper instead of giving me the damn photo.
Did you get the negatives at least?
I did have the negatives. Yeah.
Yeah. What were the photos of?
It was just
women's
I just
asses?
had my dick out, and
It was just my cock.
Yeah. Used to hand it out before you could send it. Like, here, ma'am, here's a cock.
I think it was a just a party where we were like, we all just whipped our dicks out for one of the photos, and then they were like, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Walgreens doesn't approve of this kind of behavior.
Fucking woke.
Yeah.
That's
Sick of this woke shit.
Man. It is woke. Yeah,
it's DEI.
I guess it is woke. Yeah,
I'm running into so much. Like every guy now, every type of guy has a guy that's mad about DEI. It doesn't fucking matter what.
Sort of the universal gripe is DEI.
We got a new thing.
Yeah,
it's like that meme where the thing is in the brain. They take the thing out of the brain and put it's a new buzzword.
There's like 10 guys on that. I found this guy on Rotten Tomatoes when I was doing a Rotten Tomatoes episode. That this will probably come out after, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So the fucking guy is either writing about whether the movie is politically correct, and it's a comedy. So he's like, this comedy is not politically correct. And that's why I like, and it's all movies like The House Bunny. And then the other thing he does is he says, this is a good movie to have on in your house when you're making out with somebody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I was like,
right.
I can't, what? Like putting a movie on and then sitting on the couch with like my wife.
You don't put a movie on to fuck?
I don't put anything. I've talked about this. I
Totally
turn all the
quiet.
lights out. Totally
Gotta be
quiet.
totally
No
quiet.
music. All the lights out. I can't have people seeing me naked.
Guys' faces.
All the lights off in the whole house.
Mm-hmm. My wife was like looking out the window yesterday at the hotel, and there's these apartments like next to it. There was guys with binoculars standing on the back porch of one of the houses, and she's like, that kind of freaked me out. So I closed the curtains, and I was like, because she used to work at a building in downtown Columbus that was across the street from a hotel. And them motherfuckers, they'd be like, there's a naked lady over there. And then everybody would run over there and look out the window. She's like, so I kind of know it
Just
happens.
running from room to room throughout the day.
Because she's like, I kind of know it happens.
Got one.
I just didn't expect to catch them. And they actually walked away. So I think they were probably looking in the window.
I think they were probably bird watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give him a couple of them to look at right here. You just take a look at me when I'm in my fucking
Yeah. She said they put them away. So they probably looked up and they like kind of made binocular to eye contact with her. And they're like, oh, this is a bad look. But I was like, man, 2024. Like, it seems like everybody would be like, that crosses a line.
Peeping Tom stuff.
Peeping Tom. Because
Yeah.
that was in the 80s.
Peeping Tom guys.
Peeping Tom guys.
In the 80s, you were... in the 80s.
The R Peeping Tom community.
What's up when they close the window when you're just looking in? What do you do?
What if they don't have a tree outside the second floor window? Because it's like all 80s movies is a guy up in a tree.
A Peeping Tom complaining about DEI.
They're just letting anybody get naked in their own window. Because that's like in Back to the Future. One of the charming things about George McFly,
he's a pervert,
is that he climbs up in a tree.
That's a really cute movie. He's up there
sweet.
getting a boner, and then Marty McFly's trying to fuck his mom. So
it's a cute movie.
And Biff is trying to sexually assault whatever her name is.
Lorraine.
In the car.
Yeah.
Just a great film.
Great movie. You sit down, you watch it with your daughter. She doesn't ask any questions because it all seems fairly normal. But then in your mind, you're like, oh, so now she thinks this stuff is kind of normal,
You're like,
and that's
white
bad.
knuckle grip of the
Yeah.
I tried very hard not to react to stuff when she was watching TV with us and something nasty happened. I tried so hard to be like, this is a thing that happens in movies. We're all just going to relax.
Right.
Yeah.
But luckily when she turned like 12 or 13, she was like, if there's titties in a movie or somebody's fucking, she would be like, I got to get out of here. And she'd just get up and leave the room.
It's a very awkward time for them to confront that aspect of humanity.
I mean, but it's like, they suck in fucking movies and these kids are all on their fucking iPads anyway. Who knows what the fuck
they're all
looking
exposed. I mean, it's really fucked up that the internet.
Well, the Hawk Tuah girl, she's really brought that kind of.
We've had
thing
to have
back.
the conversations about Hawk Tuah.
The internet has made everybody just grow up all at once. Really fast.
Yeah.
All these guys.
It also mixed up a bunch of people that should have never been mixed up together.
Yeah.
I always think, because I thought all the social media sites are worthless now for plugging stuff. They're basically just there so that I can talk to people I met on the internet in the 2010s.
Yeah,
that's the only use for them is to be in
there's
group
some
chats.
people I only communicate with through DMs.
Yeah.
So like I need that. I still need to be on.
That's all
Twitter
it's
for that.
But as you move away from it and stuff and you start to look at what it actually was, it was like, man, we shouldn't have been all on the same websites. Like it shouldn't have consolidated down to like 4 websites because we really all hate each other so much.
Yeah.
Like there isn't like a way that like being able to communicate with each other is going to make the world better. It has measurably made it worse now that we can keep in touch.
It definitely has made it more obvious that there's like way more people who think way more fucked up things than you think they do
Yeah.
out there, and the world is not. There's not like a ground floor of culture where we all kind of where we're all like in agreement, and then everybody has their different floors of different weird things they're into. There's not even like a lobby that we're all in. It's like different. Everybody has all these fucking crazy shit.
It sucks because during the era before it, the monoculture thing where we were all into the same stuff, that stuff was most of the time not like you think about some of the stuff the whole country was into in the 90s or like the early 2000s. Like the biggest thing was fucking a sex tape by like Pam Anderson is on every single channel. Like she's sucking his dick and stuff like that. There's Hawk Tuahing. That part was bad. And also, I wouldn't be able to make a living doing what I'm doing if that was still something that existed. But that being said, it was probably better back then than it is now that we're all fucking screaming at each other 24 hours. And because I can't resist.
I'm going to say it's better now. I'm going to be the old guy on the show who says, you know what? I think things are great now. And they sucked back then. Because we didn't have DEI.
I can't resist looking at bad opinions. There's no world in which I'm ever going to stop like looking at opinions that piss me off because I love it. I love reading what regular ass people think because none of it makes sense.
It is to draw a parallel to Peeping Toms. It's like getting a glimpse at somebody's life, through their window or something, and you see just like the strangest.
That's why I like Mike's Porno Guys. I fucking love Mike's Porno Guys because now like I'm like I'll see a guy take like a selfie or something. I'll be like, that looks like one of Mike's Porno Guys. So then I can extrapolate out what the rest of the room is. Yeah. Now that I've seen so many guys' rooms, because I think more than the penis or the post or any of that stuff, it's what's going on in their house that gets me. And it's
the background. It's it's not the dick and balls specifically. It's
always so gross too. Yeah. It's always just
it's very gross. I've seen some of there's been a couple of them where there's like the guy jacking off and there's like a dog in a cage in the background or he's jacking off on the couch and the dog comes up and he has to move it away with his foot while jacking off. Dude, it is so crazy how many crazy fucking people are out there.
DB, what do you want? You want the dog? You want the dog coming up, or you want the dog in a cage? What do you got to pick one.
Well, you got
the
dogs.
Dog is going to do. Yeah,
you know how it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other funny thing is when we're finding swinger stuff for the podcast, which we talk about swingers constantly. My favorite thing is like
and it's not a swingers pod. This is what I was going to ask. It's not a swingers podcast.
Well, I think it kind of is.
It's turning into one.
It just feels like that's we Chris is always like, do you think we talked about swingers too much? And I'm like, no, I love them. I just can't. I can't get enough of Tom and Bunny. Which, by the way, I had a shirt on with Tom and Bunny on it when I got into town, and then I remembered that they live here. And I started thinking like, okay, like chances that
people are like gesturing. Yeah, we're over here. Like they're telling you where to park your car. They're going, it's over.
Do you know what like club they go to here?
Yeah, I do.
Is it the one that I linked to you in the
I don't think so. Text? No. They said it. It's the Red Room, Nashville. Like they say it on the show all the time.
Oh yeah.
But the thing I've found really funny is when I'm sifting through the Hedonism 2 reviews and the different sex clubs in the United States reviews, the amount of them that is a picture of somebody's kids as their profile picture on Google because they love their children so much is like, so I'm reading like, we got to the club and it was really like, I said, you're looking at like either a kid or a guy with his arm around his kid or something like that. And now it's taken to like a whole new level because I'm on Facebook again.
And that's the direct link to their interpersonal lives.
Yes. And guys will comment every time they post a picture together. Guys are like, hey, Bunny, I'd like a chance at you. And then you'll look at their profile picture and it's a guy with his 2 kids. And you're like, Jesus Christ, man.
I guess that is one of the many, many weird things about it is to them, they don't think about how they're involving their kids literally every time they say something to someone. They're involving their kids in the conversation because the kids are in the profile pic, and they're just like, "I like my kids."
Yeah.
I'll
And
put
I
them in my
wonder,
profile pic.
I wonder if they also think like who would be searching for
Who would care what I'm saying or
this
whatever?
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
They have the same problem that the porno guys have, where they think it's nobody can
They
see
think they're
their
a private
posts or
messaging
something.
site. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would
yeah.
anyone go looking through my posts?
Which is fair.
That's fair,
Yeah,
but-
it's a reasonable assumption. I also think I don't think they would care even if they could understand it. I don't think they'd understand it, but I also don't think they would even care. Like you were talking about, like how there's like no level of agreement between anybody. Like I think like, and that's why like so it's election season. Polling is happening more and more, right? And we love
Yes,
talking
it
about
is.
the
It's our
polls.
favorite
it
time of the
is.
year.
But like the polls that go out and they're like, do you like this or do you like this or do you like this other thing or whatever? And people are like looking at the numbers going like, that's really interesting. I like seeing what people like or don't like, whatever the fuck. People just say whatever the fuck. They don't fucking care. It doesn't matter.
no.
It's not even that it's just a poll either. People will just believe stuff that makes no sense. They'll fucking believe that some people, I really do think this. I really do believe that some people would rather blow their own brains out in front of you than to tell you that you were right or that you did something or they were wrong or what. It doesn't. It makes no fucking difference. They fucking run off the road who cares? Like you saw the guy, we were driving around. I saw the guy on the motorcycle almost got fucking pancaked. Like if you stopped him and you said, "Man, did you see what you almost did? You almost fucking killed yourself and probably killed the other guy too, or whatever." He'd be like,
Yeah. Well, what do you want me to do? I didn't do
That's part of the thrill, though, of that.
Yeah.
I think, is,
Yeah, going fast.
zipping around between the cars.
"Are
and
you a
stuff.
motorcycle guy?"
No, never been. And I was on one once, and I jumped off because I was scared. I jumped off the
I
motorcycle.
rode. I had a dirt bike. I had this friend that was really into dirt bikes and fucking four wheelers, and he had this dirt bike, and he was like, "You want to ride it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he was like, It's manual. Do you know how to use the clutch?" And I didn't, but I was like, "Yeah,
Of course,
sure, yeah.
Come on, man, really?
Yeah.
Yes, I of course know what a clutch is."
Right.
So I got on it and I just did what I had seen other people doing. And what ended up happening was I'm riding through these trails and I'm in first gear the whole time. So it's just going grrr. And then I'm like, I see this little bank area that goes up and I'm it like goes up like this. And I'm like, I'm seeing myself like I'm hauling ass. So whoom, and then come down like in a movie. I went to do it. I got halfway up the little hill and then it
It
fell
just
down.
fell over onto you.
And then I crawled out from under the bike, left it running, and then walked back to where I was going. It was like, your bike's over there. I guess I didn't know what a clutch was.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ride it so bad.
That's the thing, is you really want to do it. Yeah, but you don't know how to do it.
And then
I rode a scooter one time and I got it up to like 40 miles an hour or something. And I was like, this is too fast for me to be doing.
Yeah.
It's
this
insane
thing.
to do
so,
that. Yes.
So yeah, I'm covered on. I don't need to get on a motorcycle, on a thing that's even heavier than that and go faster than that.
We went to Gatlinburg last year, and I was like, let's go on one of those ATV tours. Because in my mind, they take you out to a field and you get to go, you know what I mean? Drive your little four-wheeler around and have
like
fun.
tour a field. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, this is going to be great. When I got there, they were like, we need a credit card so that if you wreck the four-wheeler, then we can take it out of your credit. So I gave him my fucking credit card. And the minute I sat down and my wife and my daughter sat down on those things, I was like, we're wrecking all three of these. Like, so I spent the whole had the least fun I've ever had in my life. And they were just riding in a line anyway. You maybe going like 10 miles an hour.
Annoying.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck? What's the point?
I want to open.
So wait, you were terrified of wrecking wrecking it,
dude.
or you were.
So at first I thought it was just like I said. At first I thought they were going to be like, here's your four-wheeler. Here's a big field. Go do whatever the fuck you're going to do.
Go crazy. Yeah.
Just real quick. Why did you think that?
Because it seems like, why would you do the other thing that it is?
Yeah.
Like, why would anybody...
It says all-terrain vehicle.
Thank you. And
yeah.
why would anybody spend $200 fucking dollars to ride like 10 miles an hour in a line with a bunch of people just going vroom, 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 and looking at trees? There wasn't even anything to look at. So we're on the trail. There's nothing to fucking look at. And then I keep thinking, like, my wife's going to wreck this thing and it's going to fucking cost me $10,000 or whatever the fuck these things cost. Or my daughter's going to wreck the thing and it's going to fuck us up. And then there was a point where I thought I was going to fall off of it.
Meanwhile, you're in first gear.
No, my wife was like, I actually had a lot of fun. You know, I got to pick up a little speed and she's like, I actually really enjoyed it. My daughter was like, yeah, it was really rewarding. It was like a good experience. And I was like, it fucking sucked. Yeah. It's like I was terrified. I thought I was gonna fall off the fucking thing on the hole because like I did this thing and they said not to do this. And they gave me the idea to do it is to go too slow.
Yeah.
So the guy in front of you gets a little away from you, and then you can go vroom, like that for like a second and pick up some speed.
No, that's fun.
But well, that was like the most.
So it literally was like a parade, a slow parade. Of,
yes,
that sucks.
That sucks.
Like,
that sucks really bad.
No, at no point did they say, "Okay, guys, we're gonna go a little fast now."
They had like a pace car at the front. They
did. they had the 4-wheeler guy that's doing the tour in the front, so you're only going as fast as he is, and it just was like the least fun thing in the world. I thought the most fun thing,
right?
Yeah,
would be going into a field and just fucking letting the thing open up.
Depends on the place that you go to, because that's like if you've ever been tubing in like in the Caribbean.
Why Mike had to leave his last job, I think, wasn't it? You weren't you tubing a little bit
on
the
meeting
on the webcam?
I was tubing. I was tubing during a meeting. Yeah,
jeez,
tubing. You know, Jeff
they call it that. Yeah. You know, a guy I knew got fired for jacking off at work.
Yes, right? And I was gonna talk to you about that because I also had a guy who got fired for kind of a similar reason, but he was a guy. I listened to that episode of Guys, by the way, where you were saying that you got. Who was it again?
So my wife's friend had this boyfriend, Joe.
Yeah.
And he was weird and I didn't really like him, but I got him a job at the call center I worked at. And I was like, because I didn't have a license and he could drive me to work. And like the worst possible, he got a job at a higher level than me, first of all.
That was the first thing that really stuck out.
Okay.
Was that Bryan got him a job,
somebody
and then he
a job
because
at a higher level.
It was like a tech
support,
right?
So he took a test and scored
higher rank than you.
Mm-hmm.
So he ends up with a better job than me anyway, and he's like the most annoying guy in the world. Like he'd be driving me to work, and he would spend the whole time doing like Italian guy, like hey, bada boom, bada bing, like impressions and stuff like that. He would just go, and I'm not doing anything.
So like the literal driving, the guy that driving crooner is based on. Or whatever.
Yeah, he just would do all these weird fucking impressions.
But look, it is so like Bryan and also me to get in a situation like this where not only are you getting a ride from some guy that you don't know, that you got him a
some
job,
asshole,
and he's fucking annoying as shit. There's like some other problem with it.
He listens to jock jams every morning. That was the other issue that I had is he had a jock jam CD that he had all kinds of CDs.
It's like my roommate who was also my boss who had to do the breathalyzer to start his car and stuff. It's like I'm relying on you for a ride to work, you know, and I don't know.
So he plays jock jams on the way to work. It's like really annoying. He also has to He also has to be at work an hour earlier than me.
So you're there early?
I'm there early. Just sit. He'd say, you can just sit in the car and you can bring me the keys when you're done. So I'd sit in the car and listen to Howard Stern. I'm going to work. And finally, they're like, Joe got fired. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because he was jacking off at his fucking desk to porno. Like he was looking at the porno and jacking off at the desk at work.
That's the way I do it too. So I guess that part.
But if he hadn't been
pretty cool that we can't get fired for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Job security.
If he hadn't been looking at porno, I think he might not have gotten caught.
Because he was pulling it under the
desk, and there were less people in that part of the building. Although if he'd have just gone in the bathroom and I always said,
just hit the bathroom.
Maybe he has a bad memory and he can't think.
Maybe he's gonna crack the door open a little bit.
And I think it was
the monitor from there.
Yeah.
It's 2001, so it's like not everybody has the internet.
Wait, what month?
It was
I don't remember. I do.
It was the
remember.
morning of the 11th.
Let's see.
Of September, I believe.
Well, that's how we got onto this. As I was talking about what happened that morning with me, and so yeah, he like.
If it was the 12th, I mean, we were all going through some stuff.
Yeah.
I think that feels unfair to lose your job.
I wanted him to. I was like, why didn't he just go to? I never talked
the
to him again
terrorists
after
win
it
if you
happened.
get fired for jerking off the day after 9/11.
But I think what happened was he didn't have internet at home. He didn't have a computer at home or anything like
and
that.
his girlfriend's there all the time.
And so I think
he's out of the house. He's at work. He's got computer access.
And he's like, I heard there's porno on this thing. You know what I mean? Like in his mind, he's like, God damn, I have like access to porno now on a T1 internet line. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, the ops got all the fucking remote desktop sessions up, and they're looking at everybody's screen, and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
So
Big naturals.
They go to his desk and he's beating off there. If he didn't look at the fucking porno, he probably could have just beat off over there and nobody would have ever said anything. But he ended up getting fired. Chris thinks it reflected on me by people. I'd never believed that. I just kind of was like, well, you know, you get a guy a job, and
I think it would be, if I were putting myself in the shoes of the managers there, it would be hard for me to dissociate you from the guy you brought in who jacked off.
But I wasn't jacking off.
Yeah, but still, that's sort of the
who
connection.
also drove you to work every day. And
What'd you do
friend.
after that for a ride?
My wife had to take me, so she had to leave.
I almost would have
work.
done that instead of going with the jack off guy who listens to jock jams.
We worked on separate sides of town, so she would drive me to work and then drive 45 minutes to the other side of town to go to work, and then have to get off work and pick me up, which led to a whole other thing. As she got off later than me, so I would just stand in the parking lot tent where people smoked and just talk to people until she got there. So I looked like a fucking guy who got to work an hour early
and left an hour later.
That's
fucking employee of the
Good for
month.
you, man. That's awesome.
And I was getting paid like $8 an hour. And what they would do is they'd come over your desk and they'd be like, come down your line, and they'd be like, there wouldn't be enough calls coming in. It's a call center. Guys, like, any of you guys want to log off for an hour and just relax? You're not going to get paid.
Maybe have a wank at your desk.
There you go.
For an hour.
Maybe you go home and jerk off or something for that hour, but you're not going to get paid for it.
Right.
Every single fucking time, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
And I do it. But there would be days I would be at work, because there would be days I would be at work for 8 hours and only got paid for 4.
Damn.
Because I'd come back in that hour later and be like, do you guys need me? And they'd say no. And I'd be like, and I'd go out and stand outside and not get paid for another hour. So that job sucked. It was a real bad situation. I mean, I got the jack off guy a job, and you know.
I was working for a computer services company in Tempe, Arizona, or Phoenix or something like that. And
was it Tempe or Phoenix?
I don't know.
question.
And they're actually
They're
right.
the same.
They're right next to
Yeah.
each other.
They're
so
right
they
there.
don't-
Yeah,
But
you can take a bus between them.
I knew this guy from the internet, from this music group that I was in, where it was where we would get CDs and put them on FTPs and shit.
Sounds like it
that.
might have been Tempo, Arizona.
Oh, shit.
That's good. That's good.
Anyway, I'd known this guy for years and years or whatever. And I'm like, hey, I just moved out to Tempe or whatever the fuck, you know. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna come out there or whatever. So he comes out there, and I'm like, you should just fucking stay out here, bro. Let's kick it. And so he just fucking moved into like the place that I was living at with my friends. And anyway, I didn't have a ride to work, but I had to get a job. So I was like, hey, maybe you could take me to work or something. So this guy was taking me to work.
Oh,
His job was he was your driver.
He was my driver to work.
Chauffeur,
it's terrible too.
It sucks, man.
It's a bad
I'll just pay
feeling.
you for, it sucks. But I get to the, job site or whatever. We had like a female receptionist there at the place. And he's like hitting on her.
Oh, Jesus.
And like, it ended up being like a week or something. I was at that job, and like apparently he was there like flirting with her and like talking to her and stuff. And he had laid down on the ground in the office and was like, saying like, let's have sex or something like that.
Yeah.
Dog, you're my ride.
Yeah.
Man.
So, he was like, he can't,
It's pretty advanced flirting.
he
Like,
can't
just,
come into the office
what do you
anymore.
What do you think?
Does that work, you think?
I'm going to lay down here and
lying
whatever
down on the
happens,
ground.
happens. If you fall on it, that's on
There's
you.
nothing they can say. What, are they going to get you in trouble for falling? This
Yeah.
is not illegal.
Pants are loose as hell. I mean,
In those
you know,
days, they really were. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get right in here. Yeah, I hated that fucking feeling of like you got this loser guy that's driving you to work and he's fucking late every day.
Yeah.
And you're getting in trouble because he doesn't fucking care about getting to work on time.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, like I just recently was looking through old stuff and I didn't get my license till 2003 or maybe, it would have had to have been 2003. And the only reason I got it is so I could drive to Hilton Head. And then, because my wife would drive me around everywhere.
We don't have time. We don't have time.
Well, we were going to Hilton Head and my wife was like, I can't drive straight through myself. And I was like, fine.
I'll get my license.
Take me to the place.
Jesus.
I'll get my license.
Did you have like a bunch of fines or something, or you just never got it?
I just had never gotten it because my parents wouldn't let me get it when I was in high school because they were like, have one good report card and stay out of trouble for one semester. And we'll get it. No, it didn't happen.
They're still waiting.
This guy to stay out of trouble.
I mean, really.
Well, I didn't do any bad stuff except for like maybe sometimes would be involved in fights. And other times skip. I mostly just skip school, period.
I think everybody has heard enough of you talking to know that what you're saying is complete horseshit. I think we've all heard you speak for years at great length about some of the horrible things you did.
Yeah. So it was just, that's why I was telling you guys last night. I found that box with all those songs in it. And one of the things in it was a contract I wrote to myself saying that I was going to, because Jim Carrey wrote $1 million check to himself.
Precedent for this, it's not like you came up with this on your own.
And he cashed it once he was famous, and I was like, "That's great." So I said, "Here's a contract. If I get rich," and the whole contract was, "I'll buy my parents' house. I'll kick them out. When they find a house they like, I'll buy that, and I won't let them have it. I'll buy the jobs they work at, and I'll fire them both, and I will make sure they have nothing." Yeah. And then at the end of it, it says, because they wouldn't let me go to my girlfriend's birthday party. And then it says, I wrote the word signature, did a colon and then a line, and I signed my name on it. Then I wrote date, the little thing, and I like filled it out and I wrote the date on it. It was like 1995. Yeah, it's very official. I still haven't been able to meet the terms of that contract.
I found my mom found it in a box. It's a piece of paper that says, I promise if I miss the bus again, I will suffer 2 weeks of no computer time. And I did the same thing with the signature and I signed it and stuff. Like I hadn't dated it. Rocks.
Did you miss the...
I did.
Yes.
I would have never. Kind of your own Jim Carrey $1 million check to yourself.
Yeah.
Is there like I hadn't heard the Jim Carrey thing before. Is there like it sounds like the kind of thing that people turn into like a success.
Yes.
Motivation.
It almost sounds made up.
I don't think it's made up.
Is that
what that?
Is it something that goes around as a like you should write $1 million check to yourself because that's what Jim Carrey did, and
like you're a young Jim Carrey, and then
in yourself by that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a internet thing. It's something I heard in like '94 or something like that, where he just said when he got his first $1 million thing, he took the check and he was like, I wrote a check to myself and I promised myself I'd make $1 million. And I read that and I was so inspired by it that I made a contract to myself to ruin my parents' life.
That's funny that you were so inspired to like make it such a spiteful thing. But I think might actually something that might inspire you even more would be to write $1 million check to somebody else. And then you have to make $1 million before they cash the check.
That's pretty cool,
okay.
Right?
Yeah,
pretty smart.
That's pretty smart.
I think
that's the Howell Dawdy method.
Or I would do it for even more than $1 million.
I think I've had to.
I'm going to write you $1 billion check, and I have to make that $1 billion before you get. to the
Jim
bank.
Carrey's made a hell of a lot of money, but I think for $1 billion, even he'd be like, "Hey, don't cash that till Tuesday, okay? I gotta move some stuff around."
Well, I am going to need you to not cash it for a long time,
a really long time.
Oh, he has it.
Got the note.
Wow.
There's the note. My parents made me do contracts too.
Yeah.
Not a great signature on there, I'll say.
Yeah, you got
not a really good signature.
My parents made me do a lot of contracts.
You pull out the glass.
Yep. You got to check these. You got to check this. Check the authenticity on this.
Yeah, they made me do contracts all the time. I never lived up to the terms.
Yeah.
Ever. Not once. And then I'd get the punishment and I'd be like, always sneaking out and shit.
Yeah.
You know? I like.
You know what I love about this is that you did not write it. Like you only signed
Yeah, your
it.
mom writes it.
Did she write it?
Yeah, it's like written in like.
I thought
nice,
I wrote it because it
like,
says suffer 2 weeks of.
Well, what it may have been was maybe you wrote out the terms of the deal like the night before, and then on your way to missing the bus the next day, you scribbled it like out of the window or something, because it does look like you were a bit rushed there towards the end.
And
just the signature. I think the signature is the only part that, unless that is your writing, the rest of it.
I think of him as a man with nice handwriting now, but
Okay.
in those days he seems not to have perfected it.
I used to miss the bus a lot too.
Yeah.
And now I look back on my daughter's school district doesn't have any buses. So
Yeah, they got rid. The last year, the buses were such a mess in Louisville that this year their solution to that was no bus. Like the bus routes were all fucked up. They hired some company to like reroute all the buses, and kids weren't getting home till like 10 p.m. And it was this huge fiasco. It was all over the news and it was all over the country. Like our bus system was so fucked up. And then this year, literally, like the way they solve things now is like the answer was, okay, we're not going to do buses anymore. So now everybody just has to go pick up their kids.
they should give you an Uber credit.
Well, they
smart.
they are going to offer people a stipend for picking up their own kids.
Oh, fucking dude.
God damn.
It's
Start popping out some more kids.
really seems like they had this all figured out a while ago pretty well.
Yeah.
And then they just I don't know.
It's weird how
they
things are
lost
getting
it.
worse instead of
It
better.
is, yeah.
Well, I love it when they get rid of they're just like, we're not going to have school buses anymore. The worst fucking thing in the world is when you have, like, I love the way the school runs and all the daycares too, the way that they run as though nobody has to work hours outside of like they'll be like,
I mean,
today.
When you see the lines of people lined up to pick their kids up, you kind of imagine that those people have nowhere to be because they can sit there there are people that show up like at noon to pick their kids up at 3
Yeah.
for
That's
places.
correct,
And it's like, I don't
Well, that's
understand
people like
how you
us.
have that much time in your
It's
your day.
no, it's not even I couldn't even do that. I don't know what these people are doing that they could possibly do that. It's outrageous.
I mean, my daughter's school was very close, and she walked home most of the time, or she fucking drove to school.
I was lucky to mostly be able to walk home when I was a kid. It was mostly close enough to my
I
schools.
wouldn't have been able to if I couldn't walk home. I wouldn't have been able to have my couple cigarettes after school.
Oh yeah, you got to get
Yeah.
those in. Well, I remember Howell, you were telling me that you used to walk uphill both ways to school. That's
I did, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how tough it was on you.
That's how it was back then.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I see it. It's beautiful.
Okay.
That guy's house is messy. I've been in a
How long have we
hoarder's
been doing?
house.
He's looking at porno guys on his phone, so we must have done the show for too long.
I went in a hoarder's house when I was a cable guy.
I mean,
a few of them.
You have two guests, so I think this should be maybe we should go for twice the length of a normal.
That's
episode.
fine.
Yeah.
Cut it right in the middle.
I think so.
And it can be 2 bonus episodes.
That's
right?
smart. I went to 2 hoarders' houses because when you're a cable guy, you got to go to people's houses.
Yep.
That's got to be the worst part of is going into people's nasty ass houses.
I
and shit,
fucking went to this place. I left. I was like, I got to run and get something out of my truck, and just jumped in the truck and took off because I was like, I can't deal with this. And
I wonder if he's coming back.
yeah. Apparently, a lot of people had done it. So I got into this fucking house, and they had their dishes in the sink, and then the floor, and then out to the living room. Like they had a trail of dishes because there's nowhere else to put the fucking dishes.
Yeah.
Because they aren't washing the dishes. And I was like, oh, that's pretty nasty. It smells pretty bad in here. And I was like, where's your modem at? And they were like, it's in this
It's
room.
under here somewhere.
Well, they're like, it's in this room
Under
here.
that pile of dishes in the sink.
And they're like, sorry for the mess. And I'm like,
What a mess. peeling a flat cat off of the floor.
yeah. Well, there was a house with a dead cat in their crawl space once too. But I was like, okay, there's the modem. I go over, I take a look at the modem, and I lean down on my knee on the floor, and I come up, and it's fucking wet. I don't know what that wet was.
No.
But that's when the guy was
Could be
standing.
a lot of things. A lot of things that could be.
Right.
A lot of things the wet floor could be.
The owner of the house was following me around with a paper plate with a Skyline Chili like 5-way with the
And that's a good. That's a good dog. That's a damn good dog.
No, with the spaghetti. He's walking around with a paper plate of spaghetti, and it's just falling on the fucking floor, and he's just walking away. And then I go outside, and he's standing next to me while I'm like working on the box outside.
The 3-way is the coney, and the 5-way is the chili on the. He just followed me around.
I say no way when I see the. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Amen.
Y'all don't like Skyline?
Nah.
No.
It's shit.
Skyline's good.
It's shit.
Disgusting.
I don't like
the hot dog, the coney with the cheese and the white onions.
The flavor
so
or
good.
whatever it is.
So good.
The cinnamon or whatever.
The cinnamon stuff.
I love that.
that.
I love Cincy chili. I love it.
But yeah, the guy followed me around.
My wife makes a great Cincy chili.
I wish I could have met her. She's didn't want to come down and make any chili for me.
No, she heard we were doing a podcast.
We're doing
mine did that too. That's why I'm here alone.
Took off.
That's something about wives not liking podcasts. I don't know what it is. It's
I'm like, you don't like to sit down in a chair and watch 4 guys talk in a conversation that you're not in?
You can't participate in?
I'll never understand them.
You know what she's doing? It's even worse.
Y'all going to talk about jerking off at all? Are you going to get to jerking off?
She's somewhere reading a book.
Oh well, no, I won't abide that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading Marvel books now.
Which one? What are you reading? You're reading Black Panther, Iron Man. What are you reading?
I am reading the Avengers Secret Wars collection.
Okay, well look, you'll be seeing it in the MCU soon.
And that to me is very exciting because all those movies are very good, and I do really still love that I have to see them on opening night every time, because if I get a spoiler, I'll be mad about a movie that I don't even like to watch.
Now, this is an interesting challenge. What parts of what Bryan said were real, and what parts of what Bryan said were a joke? I honestly have no fucking earthly idea.
I saw Deadpool on opening night, Thursday, not Friday. Thursday, because if I went and saw Deadpool on Friday, I would have known who was going to show up in Deadpool. And I didn't want to know that. I wanted to be surprised in the theater. Now, here's the problem with that.
You would have known because you spend all day on the internet?
The internet will let you know. You know what I mean? So I went, and the problem with that is, like, I didn't really know a lot of the people that were showing up in the movie. So a guy would just show up, and the audience would be like, "Oh my God!" And I'd be like, "I don't fucking know who that is," but I like Deadpool, so I'll always see Deadpool.
Sounds like sounds like it was good.
He's funny, man.
Yeah,
I did. Seen him?
I don't think that I've ever seen.
Have you not seen Deadpool?
I don't think I've seen the first.
I did watch the first two.
Maybe I did see the first one
because I'm looking for stuff to do with when I'm up with the baby, and so I'm like, what do my kids? What can't my kids watch?
Oh, they can't see Deadpool.
And what does my wife have no interest in? And Deadpool is like right up there. That fits the bill. So I did watch the other 2 Deadpool movies with the baby.
So
overnight.
In January, if you want to do Deadpool versus Wolverine, I'd love to be the guest.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I have to see it and make sure I like it first.
You'll love it.
Okay.
Oh, the guy likes chimichangas.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because, I get a little bit of criticism based on the movies that I watch and like. So it has to be, I actually have to be able to stand behind it. I have to stand on business with Deadpool.
I mean, you mean people don't just respect that you might have different tastes than they do?
Well,
that's not how it.
Well, Hal.
That's not how it shakes out.
People aren't excited to watch Jonah Hex.
Okay, I don't think I've done that one. So
you did do Jonah Hex, didn't he?
I don't
You've
think
done Jonah Hex.
I don't think we did Jonah Hex.
I thought you did Jonah Hex.
Yeah, because I know you as a guy that likes Jonah Hex.
That's Stefan's doing. I don't think we ever did Jonah Hex.
Let me take a look.
They did it on the Flophouse
down.
years ago. I don't think I ever ended up seeing it, but I listened to that.
But I do like.
It's got some interesting stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean,
These are the.
I believe their take on it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I guess you didn't do Jonah Hex.
I don't think I've done Jonah
Thought
Hex.
that was one of Jesse's movies. Now everything's You did Idiocracy?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe it. That movie's more like a documentary.
I should have done a document. Well, see, I don't like documentary. That's probably the only documentary I do like.
God, I love documentaries.
Do you like them?
I watch a lot of fucking documentaries, yeah.
I don't like them because it's all constrained by our universe. That's why I like all these Marvel movies, because it's all different universes you can go into, and there's stuff that's different there.
Have you considered having 3.5 hours of material of a show about Baywatch to sit down and watch? I mean, they're just talking about Baywatch, and
I don't really have much affection for Baywatch, much less.
I'll tell you what I watch now. That is the most psychotic thing you can watch, I think.
Perfect. That's what I need.
I go on YouTube and I have these 2 accounts that I've found that are like, what would Iron Man 4 have been like? What would it have been
like an AI thing? Or
no, it's well, one of them uses AI voices, which I don't like, but he is also telling me what it would have been like if Tim Burton had directed Batman Forever.
Okay, yeah. I know what this kind of shit is. I know. I've seen it. We got to show Bryan the Fox star.
Yeah.
There's an account that makes
fake
trailers out of clips of other movies.
Those people are evil.
They're so fucking funny.
There's one for Popeye, so it's like an AI.
I've seen the Popeye.
Every time there's like a press release about some planned Popeye movie, because I don't think they've even settled on whether they're making it and who's going to be in it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like there's talk that Will Smith is going to be Popeye, and then they make a fake trailer where Will Smith is Popeye in the trailer.
And I fall for that. I watched the recent Thunderbolts trailer that I was like, this Thunderbolts, I have a lifelong affinity for the Thunderbolts.
You do?
No, I didn't know about them until they announced the movie. But
I can't tell with you, man. I don't know what's what.
I hit it, and it looks like a real fucking movie.
They do a good job with the fake stuff, yeah.
Yeah, how do they do it?
I don't know.
But I'm trying to find the site. It's like Superhole or something like that.
What is it?
Superhole? Superhole.
Sorry, it's not Superhole.
I think
Marvel
I'm on that
the new superhero Superhole.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going a few rounds with her.
Well, Mike Zero, if you guys have ever heard of Mike Zero.
Or him.
He makes videos like all day about
could be him.
Disney CEO freaks out after woke Snow White boycott is worst in history. Gal Gadot throws woke Disney in a living hell after Snow White damage control. Rachel Zegler gets so angry after woke Snow White boycott blows up.
Yeah.
And this guy makes like 7 videos a day that are all exactly 9 minutes so that he can get a mid-roll ad. Cool. And I love him. I think he's great. But yeah, I don't know what the site is. I can't find the guy's way. And he didn't pay for an ad anyway, so
you have truly said so many things that I gotta say, I feel like I pride myself in sort of like paying attention, having a conversation. I don't even know what you're looking for. I truly don't even know what you're doing.
The guy, oh yes.
His ball bag.
Yeah, don't put that where the camera can see it.
His asshole is so high. I'll tell you what. I've talked about these parties I used to go to that would turn into orgies. And I would leave when the orgy started.
Asshole is so high.
Yeah.
And
did I take an edible?
Come on.
I would go to
You're not an asshole.
Come on.
I'd go to these parties and all the other couples would go upstairs and suck and fuck and stuff like that. All the other guys, they would all go up there and just go at it. And me and my wife would just leave because it's like, well, now the party's over. And
did they say they were about to go do it, or
was it implied, or what,
you'd be sitting at a party
for a guy who gets accused of being a swinger like every day of your life? That's a very funny little thing to have regularly happened.
The circumstantial evidence is piling up.
Yeah, not defeating the swinger allegation.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be at a party. My friend Sean, they call him Porno Shan on the stream. Because he bought a bunch of porno and he told me he was gonna open an adult bookstore. Like that was his big goal.
Right.
So every time we went somewhere, he'd buy a bunch of porno.
HOA shut him down. He had a front yard porno store.
And we partied at his house every Friday. He had an apartment, so we'd go to his house and
go
party
to Porno
every
Shan's
Friday.
house, yeah,
of course.
And people would start going upstairs. And usually you'd be like, oh, they're doing coke. But no, they weren't doing coke. They would just start all going upstairs. And all of a sudden you'd be in kind of an empty room and everybody would be upstairs. Now they wouldn't say, hey, we're fucking and sucking. But the way that you would know is the next day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the sounds of the sucking and fucking.
The thing you would know is the next day when they start gossiping about each other. And one of the times my friend was like, this girl was having sex in the orgy, and I was like, her asshole's so long, she reaches into her back pocket over her shoulder.
This girl's asshole is so long.
He said her asshole went all the way up her back. This is one of the funniest things. Fucking Porno Shan. But yeah, they would all gossip about each other. That's how I know there would be orgies.
Glad I didn't show my asshole to these guys. God damn. Judgy.
When you got out of the car yesterday, I did look to see if you had a very long asshole, but I couldn't spot it. From my point of view, your
Two
asshole
baggy
looked totally.
jeans.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it looked fine in there. So
How
whatever,
high do you think it goes?
whatever you're doing,
I gotta wear those high waisted underwear so that my asshole doesn't peek out the.
He gets his
Peek out
money
the
out
top.
over his shoulder too.
Yeah.
Big
That's
long
such a
ass
weird
crack.
analogy to describe how an asshole is long. That you're.
He
What's
reaches for her
is
wallet.
it? Does it, I mean that's more about your waist being
Right.
high.
Well, it's more about your jeans. Are you watching
Oh,
stuff right
shit,
now?
that just came
what,
on.
what are you watching?
What is that?
Ronnie Radke. It was just on my YouTube, dude. It was Ronnie Radke.
We're not talking about him on here.
Who's
Let's
bringing
move
out
on.
he bringing out Jelly Roll and MGK on FIR stage plus All My Life in Salt Lake City. I don't know why that came up,
That's interesting. That could be cool.
and I apologize
MGK,
because that guy's very
Jelly Roll.
canceled.
And that he's in your YouTube algorithm.
Dude, everybody in my YouTube algorithm's canceled. I don't watch anything unless it's some either a swinger couple or
Yeah.
videos about what would have happened if Darren Aronofsky's version of RoboCop would have come out.
That would be interesting.
That is one of the ones I watch.
I'd watch that.
So yeah, me too.
The turd, the poop or the asshole joke to me.
The turd, the poop, the
I
asshole.
understand.
Turd, the poop, the,
turd.
asshole.
I think that if you do the asshole,
That's a C.S. Lewis book over here.
her asshole her asshole's so high up.
Yeah.
Her asshole is so high up.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better ending to what.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like she wears her pocket
But
tees
her-
backwards and can reach or something like
Her
that.
asshole's so long, her turds come out like a deli slicer. That to
Right,
me makes
right,
because the
yeah.
turds come out like that, like a printer or something like that.
I think everybody at Porno Shan's party would look at you like,
No,
That's
she
pretty
reaches
weird.
over
That's
her
weird.
Right, 'cause
shoulder.
that shit's like, yeah.
it's pretty weird.
Yeah, that was my favorite gossip thing they did, and the way that
I can
they
see why,
described it. Yeah, I mean, some of those guys were funny, man.
Long asshole.
They just
Long
hate me now
asshole.
because I think I'm better than them, which I probably am.
You're better than
Right,
them.
I do
sure.
think you're
Yeah.
better than Porno Shan.
Yeah.
You think
I
so?
think so. I think so. Yeah.
Porno Shan was recently in the newspaper for his son wanted to carry a Blue Lives Matter flag out onto the football field at his high school football team.
Okay.
The coach wouldn't let him, so they went to the news.
The coach wouldn't let
the
it.
coach wouldn't
sorry,
let it? That's
that's
surprising,
the surprising
yeah.
part to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were like, it's a distraction. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
some people are going to be mad about it, some people aren't. And Porno Shan was in the news, like, we should be allowed to have an American
That's so
flag.
cool.
I'm gonna give you the nod over Porno Shan for now.
I'm better than Porno Shan.
yeah,
I
I think-
am.
yeah.
I didn't vote for Trump. I'm, not a porno guy. That's where I came up with
I don't
porno
know.
guy.
I'm on the
yeah,
fence.
let's-
I'm on the
let's-
fence now because of the saluting the cops or whatever it was. The troops, the cops. What was it?
Well, he probably
Cops.
salutes the troops too.
I mean, look, cops are just the troops next door. You know,
And
they're
I
just the troops for
The
home.
troop next door.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
kind of cool.
And
Yeah.
I know that he shoots guns all day out on his property. He like has a property and he has a lake and he invited me
Oh, he
there
has
a
a
few
lake.
times. Yeah, he has one
Porno
of those
Shan
lakes.
has a lake.
Wow,
Ooh,
I'm really
boy.
kind of going.
Is he still having porno parties or?
I don't think he does, man.
Not
I mean,
in that
I
life.
imagine you don't turn off orgies. You know what I mean? I don't think you stop doing orgies in your life.
Why do you
so-
think that?
You might
Explain.
run out of people to.
Right, but I'm
If
saying,
you're, especially
like,
if you're insulting the buttholes of the people that are coming
That's
over to your
fair.
house to
Yeah.
suck and
That's
fuck
gonna
with
get
you.
around. Yeah.
I mean that I think would really cause that well to dry up pretty fast.
I just don't know that you quit orgies like you quit smoking or drinking. I think you just have that for the rest of your life.
You're just one of those guys.
Yeah,
Imagine Tom in any other profession or
he couldn't
he's
do it.
just
Well, he
working
can
at, like, a
barely
tire
do it.
store or something.
He can barely do sex now as it is.
Now, what if the doctor says you're fucking too much?
They can fix that.
There
I
you
know a guy. I've been following a man for like 2 years now that the doctor has told him that plenty of times. And he was like, it's a quick thing. He was having ED in his 20s. And he was like,
because he was fucking too much.
yes.
Okay.
He's too used to fucking.
He's beating his shit up. Is it desensitizing his shit? Is that what?
That's right.
Okay. All right.
And he decided he was
Ow.
like,
Common problem.
Al, are you all right?
You all right?
If you're beating your shit up,
All right.
you end up desensitizing.
I didn't know
Your
that.
stuff.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to
I better watch out.
Yeah,
Take a
you
break.
beat off like 6 times in a day. That's gonna make it so it doesn't matter.
Dan, take your headphones off, brother.
So
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
So Tom was like, I'm going to take 2 Cialis in the morning and 2 Viagra at night every day.
Yeah.
So he does that.
That seems like a
And
lot.
that's fixing.
It does
That's
to me.
fixing it.
It
is
does.
the- yeah,
It does seem like a lot to me.
Yeah.
But he goes, man, it's not working anymore. Like he used too much Cialis and Viagra. And he was like, what am I going to do? So one night
You said
he was-
I was like there. Just for
well,
a second.
yeah, I know. I was worried about him as a person.
okay.
And they were going to take the one thing away that he loves to do, which is fuck. And he went to a swinger club one night, and a guy was like, hold on a sec, that he was about to do a whole thing with. Guy's like, hold on a second. Goes into his bag, grabs a fucking needle and puts it in the side of his dick, and then boom, the thing goes straight up. And Tom's like, that's fucking.
I gotta give me some of that.
He said, that's incredible. Can I try one? So he gave Tom another needle, and Tom did it, and it worked. He was like, this is great. He said he was hard for 4 hours. He went through 20 condoms. He said it was great.
I didn't want to do all this necessarily
20
on the show.
condoms?
I didn't want to talk.
20 condoms.
Yeah, because they say you got to switch them every 5 to 10
They
minutes.
say they
I don't
want
think I've
you
used
to.
20 condoms in my fucking life.
So
Amen.
it stops fucking working.
Damn.
He's like, now
God is
God
telling
damn.
you not
Yeah.
to fuck anymore.
yeah. So then he went to the doctor was
This
like,
is the
I
old
got.
lady who swallowed the fly or whatever is what this is.
He goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, I got just the thing for you. It's the AMS 700. It's an implant where you have a little blow up thing in your balls.
Okay, I've heard of that thing. I've
And
heard
then
of the
2
blow
little
up thing.
balloons on the side, and then you can.
But
just,
that's absolute last ditch.
Oh, what is going
you think
on?
that they said it's supposed to last 15 years.
You all right?
Why do you because I've heard that you can inflate your dick if it doesn't work at all
As a last resort.
as a last resort.
They don't want to give it to you. You understand? Because it's
Especially the guys
You
who
guys have never researched this at all. You've never
You're
thought
too
about it at all.
young, sir.
that's what
He goes to the doctor. The doctor tells him he's too young.
it's
guys-
okay. It's
So
all
the
right.
guy gets the implant.
This guy's dicks must work normal or
Oh,
something.
Hey, these guys have great
I don't know if I go that
dicks.
far.
Guys
but-
have-
So he goes to the doctor, and he's like, the doctor's like, I'll give you the implant. That'll last 15 years. You know, you're fucking 50 or 60 or whatever. So you're not going to need
I
another
love
one.
that. I love when the doctor is like, oh, that's happened a couple times to me of things that have happened where they're like, well, it lasts for this long and you are not going to need to worry about it.
It lasts him fucking 3 years, and it breaks because
It
he was
pops.
overusing it.
Damn.
Yeah.
And he said it wasn't all just fucking. He said sometimes he'd go to the
jacking
sex club and he'd be
Yeah,
like, check it out.
I've heard sometimes they can get overused. I've heard that one of the problems is the warranty runs out on those,
Right.
and yeah,
Was it the flange or the valve?
He says, I was
are
pumping.
the back flap stopped working.
He's like, I was pumping. I hit it like 50 times and it was barely going up. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was he's like, we're at Hedonism too, and we were going to be there for a month.
Oh man.
And it happened right at the
Jesus.
beginning, and nobody could do anything about it. And then, we heard the whole story about insurance not wanting to cover a second one.
Yeah.
That was sad. And then he got it covered. And now he's back
Back in action.
with a second penis pump.
A month.
I had not considered that insurance would pay for a swinger to get his inflatable dick put in so he could go to
Exactly.
hedonism too.
And he's been at Hedonism too.
That's cool.
3 out of the last, like he goes for 3 weeks and he's gone every month this year so far. So, I mean,
Pretty expensive. Right?
yeah, but it's work. He's writing it off. That's what I'm going to do when I go.
I don't have anything to say about swingers, but I do. When I was, we went to the restaurant last night. When I went into the bathroom, I went to go take a piss. I would have gone to the urinal. I'm more of a urinal guy over a toilet
Me too,
guy.
brother.
I would have gone to that, but there was an employee at the urinal. So I just made my way into the stall next to him, and so I'm in there. I'm pissing out of my shit, and the way that it was a small bathroom, right? For a bigger restaurant, it was kind of a small bathroom. But the way that it works is like there's that one light over the vanity, and just the way that the room is laid out, the vanity light comes down and casts a shadow of the guy, which I can see from the stall. So I'm in the stall and I can just look to my the bottom.
So you're
right
peeping.
here.
You're peeping on
How
the
was he
guy.
doing?
I
You were
didn't-
peeping the
Let
guy.
me just say, I'm not peeping anything,
Huh.
but I'm saying
Jeff was peeping on the guy.
I
next to
saw
him.
Nice peep.
I saw a shadow from my point of view into where the light was. I saw the shadow of the guy, and after he was done pissing, he grabbed his dick and then fucking flung it around like this.
Yeah. Well, you gotta do that.
You gotta
he
shake it.
fucking went
You
insane.
gotta beat your shit up.
I mean, the dick, it was like fucking, it was going all over the fucking place over there.
Now you know why Chuck Berry liked to watch people pee. It's like just a bunch of different, like, how's this person do it?
I don't think I
That's
said, I don't think that's not what I meant.
Didn't you say like so he didn't wash his hands also?
I don't even know that if I said that, I can't believe I said that because I don't remember it, but I do,
Something about
but
COVID
I
or
don't
something.
think he washed his hands very good on the way out.
It's
And
fine.
knowing what he was doing in
That's
there
fair.
with his fucking,
I think we can eat a little bit of pee though. It's not
We can all eat a
We can eat
little bit of pee.
like just the tiniest, like
A drop of
how
pee.
much
Not gonna hurt you.
pee could it possibly be? You know?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I like to think that he fully emptied his bladder, but I know as we get older,
Oh
It's
God,
harder
you're
to-
fucking telling me, man.
you all right, bud? You all right? Everything going okay with you?
saw the look on his face as he was processing.
How's the prostate?
Oh shit!
Is it fucked, Jesse? Have you had your doctor ram their finger up your ass yet?
no.
I have.
No.
That's actually how I decided I like my doctor.
Oh,
He
yeah.
put his fingers up here.
She put her finger up my ass, and I was like, I think this is going to be the doctor.
I think
for the
I'm in
rest of my
love.
life.
Wow.
No, it wasn't that. It was just like a doctor that puts their finger in your ass.
Sounds
Because
like
Yeah.
half of a shock jock story
My-
right there. You
Yeah.
just told like the first chunk of
Well,
like
no,
a
my-
shock jock story of
my
like, oh, I think she knows how to find my spot.
no, it wasn't that. It was that my doctor before I'd be like, oh, I'm having trouble kind of like my prostate and the peeing's going terribly
Mhm.
for me. And she would just be like, I don't know, fucking. She would.
Drink some water.
In my mind, I was like, she doesn't want to check it, and I
Yeah.
don't want her to
Yeah,
check
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't want her to check it. She doesn't want to check it. She's not checking it. Now, my new doctor,
But you're worried that not checking it
exactly
could be a problem.
So my new,
yeah.
I told my new doctor recently, and she was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to pull them pants down and bend over the table." And she just was immediately
Just
in there
immediately
with
said-
the lube, and I was like, "You're my new doctor."
Sounds like my dentist.
Yeah. Ooh, I heard you went and you got gas.
Yeah.
I get
That
gas
was nice.
every time. I get gas for cleanings.
You get gas for cleanings?
Yes, I do.
You got Kanye's dentist?
Damn,
What-
bro.
what the fuck?
You pay a little more, and they'll give you gas for everything.
Damn.
I think that
I-
seems like a
I
violation
can't-
of some kind of standard.
It's not because I go to a sedation dentist.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's Ohio is everything's legal there
Oh.
now
Different
too.
laws.
So
yeah, yeah, different.
gas is like
But you go
fine
to a
there.
dentist that has sedation or gentle in their name,
Mm.
Okay.
and they will offer you gas every time. And I'm like,
oh, it's like if you're
yeah.
stressed out from just even anything at the
Yeah, and I have
dentist.
a lot of anxiety. I had a panic
Yeah.
attack
Yeah,
because I was sitting at a dinner table. So you can imagine me at the dentist. So when I get in there, I'm like, you're going to want to get the gas ready.
I did want to touch a little bit on last. We had a great time last
We had a
night.
great dinner.
We did. We had a great
dinner.
time.
It was a lot of fun, and then after you split, we went to an ice cream place, which was good. It was interesting. There was like a variety of flavors on tap.
We went to an
Soft serve?
We went to an Indian restaurant.
It was-
and
That's so
Indian-
good.
And then an ice cream place.
Yes, which I
Wait.
had no conception of, but it was down
He's
the road.
about to do it.
Got Vindaloo
He's
ice
about
cream.
to do it.
Well,
No,
you
it
know
was no, it was well. As far as what flavors they had at the ice cream, so I mean, they had some classic standbys, but they also had some stuff that maybe you wouldn't be as familiar with, and they would give out free samples. As well, because like a lot of ice cream
I
places, they would have-
knew this was. I knew there was no way. I was like, we were talking about this last night. There's no way JF is not bringing up the samples
late-
at the
Lateness.
ice cream place. Yeah.
Look. Let's talk a little bit about what
Yeah.
you would expect to do. Brian, you like ice cream?
Yeah, and I like soft serve and a baseball helmet.
Yeah, that's his
Yeah.
ice
All
cream
right, yeah,
style.
of course.
That's my favorite ice cream.
If someone-
Vanilla soft serve baseball helmet.
So if you ever go and they offer you a sample, you just get vanilla anyway, so you don't care one way or the other.
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't get
that-
samples because I'm uncomfortable with it.
Right, because there's like an expectation of what you might do in the situation,
Well,
right?
what do you suppose? Like, you eat it and then you're like, Like I don't. I just.
That's an interesting
would,
question.
Would it be insane to you if somebody did that? If somebody tried a sample and then got something else?
I think 3 samples is the max. That
Well,
I think
but if the
somebody should
line's long, no.
Okay, so if there is a long line and you got 3 samples,
let's just put it hypothetical out there. It's the line is really long
and getting longer.
and getting longer
And it's
by the
hot
minute.
in there.
It's hot in there,
And you have to pee.
And I would say that they don't get samples by like scooping the thing in front of them. They like walk over there and open up the freezer and then open up the container and then scoop the sample.
Right, but you don't know that when
That's
you're,
the
at,
pro-
the,
well,
when
but
you're at the
that's-
counter. You don't know that.
So you ask for the sample and you get the sample, and let's just say you don't love it.
Yeah.
What's your move?
can I try it? Maybe vanilla? I'll just take the vanilla.
You're gonna take the vanilla, or
I'll always take the vanilla.
are you gonna try it, or are you gonna take it?
Are you going back for another sample if you didn't like the first sample?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't do the sample thing because I'm very uncomfortable with like
So basically,
talking to the person.
The takeaway there is
Okay.
if you can't handle yourself at the samples, then maybe just pass on the whole thing.
Just get
Shouldn't even be there.
Maybe
Just
you
get the
get the
vanilla.
regular ice cream that you get all the time.
Right.
Like, that's what you should do anyway. That's like the unwritten rule is like I go in here, I get the ice cream that I always get, and then we leave. Like at Jenny's, I always get vanilla bean.
That's
and
the
I've never
unwritten
had
rule.
any other kind of ice cream there.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Right.
I had this stuff with the fucking.
But say it's
cayenne
like
pepper.
branded as like an Indian creamery instead of
Yeah.
a
You're not
31
familiar with it.
flavors.
What?
Yeah.
Right?
What types?
So
of
you might want to
flavors are
try
we
something
trying?
that you haven't had before.
Like
now this
cumin?
was not but say they had mango on there and you thought, oh, that could be good.
Yeah.
Mango ice cream could
Love
be good.
mango as a flavor.
Mango's a terrific flavor.
Yeah,
I'll try
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Here's what they had.
Yeah, take a look at some. There was some stuff on there that's definitely unfamiliar that's worth trying. So you might try,
Chai spice. You
Yeah.
might try a chai spice.
or even a mango.
Or a mango, yeah.
You gotta-
or a
you gotta-
quesar
mint-
You
pista.
got
Mint
a
chocolate chip.
cardamom raisin.
Cardamom raisin.
Cardamom
Cardamom
raisin.
raisin.
Yeah, I got
I'd have
that.
got an egg sandwich.
They got egg stamp.
I got egg
The
sandwiches.
quesar saffron, quesar pista.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try those though. They sound like just something I wouldn't like.
I mean, I'd be curious to know if those are they have like savory versions of them or if they're more
Right.
sweet or whatever. I don't know. So I was just curious. I just thought after our wonderful dinner, where
It
we
was a
all had a
great
great
dinner.
time,
I
and
had a
none
great time.
of us was freaking out at all.
Yeah.
yeah, I had
After
a
that,
good time.
I thought a nice crisp, like I don't know, kind of mango refresher after that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe you should have
Something
taken your ass
bright.
to fucking Dunkin' Donuts if you wanted the mango refresher.
yeah, they
Something
got those-
bright, something like that. So I take a sample of the mango,
Yeah.
and it's not
You
that
can't
at all.
have
It's
it
not
a
that at
mango.
all.
They said you can't have it a mango.
They did say that. They did also say that.
So he didn't like the mango.
I didn't like the mango. So
So
and I don't want to have. I now know that they have to walk all the way over to
Yeah.
get to the other
Well,
place to get this.
let's do this. Let's just play out the scene as it was. So
Okay.
so here we
Yeah.
go. So you
Yep.
be Howell and I be the worker at the retail establishment. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Can I get a sample of the mango?
Sure, I have to go all the way in the back for it, but do you still want it?
Yeah, I'd like to try it. I'd like to see if the mango is what I'm looking for.
God,
Okay.
I'm not even supposed to fucking be here.
Okay.
I make fucking $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And also I had a recent foot injury, but yeah, I'll go out to the back.
Okay.
And my boss screams at me every day.
I have now taken one of the potential tip dollars off of the counter and put it back in my pocket, very
Okay.
obviously.
Okay.
to let them know.
Okay, sir. Here's your mango.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Well, I hope you like it.
Okay, I'm not
Oh,
feeling
he's
that.
doing
Not
like-
feeling
He
that
doesn't like
right
it.
now.
He's
Not
doing like a
feeling-
wine guy thing. over
Oh, you
there.
don't like it?
Oh yeah. I sniffed it. I sniffed it, and how's that hitting the palate? No, I took a normal bite of the sample. I
Right.
decided I didn't like it, and then I said I would like a scoop of mint chocolate chip.
I think
that would be my go-to.
You know what? I think I'm actually going to get the mint chocolate chip. That's how I remember it being said.
That is a
Yeah.
fucking odd
Yeah.
way to handle
yeah, that's
yourself.
probably
'Cause-
how I said it.
Because what it ends up feeling
I went,
like
you know
is-
what? You know what?
That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
You know what?
You tried,
Me,
but-
I'm gonna have the mint chocolate chip.
What it ends up feeling like is that you went in there specifically for a sample. Like you were like kind of like, I want to try.
Now that's another. You've managed to find another odd read on a totally normal situation that is exactly why the business model is the way that it is, where they offer samples. Yeah. I did the most normal thing you can do, which is I tried one flavor. It wasn't for me.
Here's your spoon back.
I got my normal.
What was it you said? Mango? Yeah. I think I'll go ahead and be putting this in the trash right over here.
I think I'll proceed to trash this for you. Yeah.
Hey,
and
you're allowed to have as much as you want. I'm fine with it, but it does read like this guy came in here. He knew he was going to get the mint chocolate chip.
Right. So what are we even fucking playing around with?
Yeah. That's and
except,
he decided he
except that I would have gotten the mango if I liked the mango.
But the proof is in the pudding.
I wanted mango.
When you take your kids to a place like that and they're just trying to get the maximum amount of ice cream,
right?
So they're like, "I'll try this. I'll try that."
I absolutely did the wrong. I did the wrong thing if I was trying to get the maximum amount of ice cream.
I just think it's weird if you're gonna get 2 scoops, commit to the 2 scoops and pay them what they're owed for the 2 scoops. But it seems like you kind of want to
1 scoop.
Well, you got 1 scoop, and you got a little bit on the side for free, didn't you?
Wouldn't even stick out the side of a baseball helmet.
We get in the car, and we get in the car, and the first thing he does is try to roast me for this very normal thing.
I don't know what.
And then you also did this. By the way, you also did this.
I didn't do this. I got a sample of the cardamom raisin, and I said, very well then, let's proceed.
Since you've already had to go all the way back to the thing.
Right.
Well, I'll just take that again, which, by the way, both our interactions, they had to walk the same amount.
It's not a good setup at that place.
Yeah.
It was slow.
Well, that's not your
as
fault,
fuck.
too.
Well, look, it's maybe they're new. Maybe it's just a.
So write in with which way you write into I think the booking survey on the YKS.
That's what we prefer you to talk
webpage
to write into. Yes, please.
Write into there and say if it's okay to sample something before you get it, and if you don't like it, to then not get it.
Yeah, and also if you know of any good like websites or YouTube channels that talk about movies that never got made, but Mike,
we
don't have to
send
that to them. They'll forward it right on over.
But I was so disturbed after that night. I came home and I started doing some research, and I was trying to figure out like what does it mean when someone does this, or like does anyone have any kind of like evidence of what. Like, hasn't someone done this before? And then, don't look at this. Has someone done this before? And then, like, what happens afterwards or whatever? And there's some things that I saw on here that
I saw my name on there earlier, and I didn't look at it. But now I have looked at it, and it says Howell's morality test.
I don't know.
Howell's morality test.
There were a few things on here that maybe suggested that you could be. I don't want to throw this around, but it suggests that you might be a sociopath.
Yeah,
Jesus.
So I just kind of wanted to maybe
I did a stream with this guy.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we need to find out, don't we? I mean, this is the guy that you want.
I mean, my doctor's been saying this for years.
Right.
Hey, listen, if this was 1998, you would be trying to get sociopath as like your name because you're like, oh, that's a fucking cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean?
Very cool. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm cool. You know, I'm a psychopath.
But I thought there could be like a few hypothetical scenarios here that we could run through. And then you could give me your answer as to what you would do in that situation. Then maybe we could collate the results at the end.
Let's do it. All right. Yeah.
So, and this is from BuzzFeed. I got this from BuzzFeed. You are at your best friend's wedding.
Going to tell me I'm a Hermione at the end of it.
You're at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the ceremony is to start. Earlier that day, you came across definitive proof that your best friend's spouse-to-be is having an affair with the best man / maid of honor.
I see stories like this all the time.
And you catch them sneaking out.
This is like the plot of most stuff we watch on Fleets.
Right. So you've had time to think about this.
Okay.
You catch them sneaking out of a room together looking disheveled. If you tell your friend about the affair, their day will be ruined, but you don't want them to marry a cheater. What do?
I say bros before hoes.
Yep.
That's how I do it.
Okay. Bros before hoes.
Bros before hoes.
Sorry, so my friend is a bro in this instance, right? I'm friends with the groom, and the bride is cheating on the groom. Is that right?
I think you flipped it, but
I think it can be whichever way you want.
In the setup, I guess it was.
This is weird, but this quiz on BuzzFeed may be aimed towards women, so you maybe just flip it.
But here's the thing.
Hoes
I have
before
lots
bros.
of
right.
of friends who are women. So I mean that's
And how in the hell did you do that?
Really? I didn't think you was
you
that
have
was
to
possible.
now. You have
Wow.
to because of all the way things are. You have to.
I thought that was impossible. I've read somewhere.
But all right. So regardless, but non-binary friend.
Okay.
And their
Perfect.
partner is cheating on them, and I know about it. I've just seen it. I would tell my friend. I absolutely would tell my friend.
Wow.
But would you wait to tell them until they say if anybody has?
I would
any-
consider it like a huge deal to get it stated exactly laid out before they got married.
Oh,
like
see.
I would imagine that to be a huge betrayal of your friendship if you allowed someone to get married when you knew something about their partner that they don't.
What I want to know is, would you wait until they say if anybody has any reasons why this couple shouldn't get
for
married?
drama reasons.
Would you
yeah.
raise your hand and say yes?
I wish, and this will tell you the most about me.
Okay.
I wish so much I was the kind of personality that would want to do it that way, but I am not. I would
do
want
too.
I would want it to
I'm
be
the same boat.
if I could convey it to them anonymously, I would. But I wish I was cool and funny and weird enough to do it in that moment.
Me too, brother.
I
Me
would
too.
try to blackmail, maybe get a little money.
Ooh,
That's also
now,
good. Yeah.
If now we're talking revenue streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can milk,
never have
you
too
can
many.
milk them for years by just
finding out that
threatening
merch-
to
Well,
leak the information.
I'll add this if this will make it any easier on you.
And that's
to make
tax.
yours-
That's money you don't have to
Yeah, it's
report.
under the
so-
table.
Yeah.
This may help you with your decision making. Your best friend also made some ice cream that you didn't like that much one time.
So
Your
you'd still
best
tell them?
Yeah,
friend.
the
one who's getting married.
the one who's getting cheated on in this
The
situation.
one who's getting cheated on. They made some ice cream for me.
Mango,
So
bad mango,
mango
ice
ice
cream.
cream.
Bad
Yeah,
mango.
just
It
as
didn't
shitty.
have the right amount
It
of
doesn't have
zing
to be
it.
mango, but it could be something if that's the flavor that works for you to understand.
Ooh, that does make it tougher, doesn't it? That really does make it tougher.
It does make me mad.
and he's not offering you an alternate.
They made it for me. They made it specifically for me.
They made it. They made it when they knew you were coming over, but you could have some of it with everyone else.
And
With everyone else, and I didn't like
And
it.
you didn't like it. Yeah.
what if he
I don't
said,
think I'd still be friends with them. So
what if he said,
I don't think I would be at their wedding at that point.
Sure.
So that's where that gets complicated.
but what if he said, hey, you want to do like a nice three-way? Would that
Oh, yeah.
change your mind?
Invite you
This is
into
the partner,
The people that are cheating.
the people that are cheating, not my friend.
Yeah,
but
they see you
the
walk
partner.
by. They're
Oh,
like,
that's
oh,
interesting.
fuck, how
I would go, y'all got any ice cream in there?
Okay.
Can I-
Can we do a three-way
try it?
Sunday? Can we eat a Sunday
and then they
all
say,
together?
yeah, and then they say, yeah, we got a pint of Ben and Jerry's in here, and I'm like, I'm gonna need to try like a little miniature spoonful of it before I come in and swing with y'all.
Of the pussy. Okay. You're an eyewitness to a crime.
I did not say miniature spoon of the pussy. That was JF.
A
who
man
said
has
it.
robbed a bank, but instead of keeping the money for himself, he donates it to a poor orphanage that can now afford to feed, clothe, and care for its children. You know who committed the crime. If you
Yeah.
go to the authorities with the information, there's a good chance the money will be returned to the bank, leaving a lot of kids in need. What do you do?
Is there a reward for the money?
That's weird. That's sort of weird.
Is there a reward for the money?
Yeah.
Just doing a good deed.
Oh, I don't believe in that. There's no way. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you could go to the guy and be like, hey,
never
I
pays
saw
to
you
do
do
the
that.
right thing.
Yeah, never.
Never.
Which bank?
Okay. That's a
I
great
need to
question.
know the name of the bank.
The name of the bank is the Bank of Mango Ice Cream. Does that change? Does that change your mind at all?
It's in Hawaii.
That makes it so easy. That makes it super easy. I'm not doing anything about that.
Okay. You're just letting that guy get off scot-free and you're letting the orphans enjoy all of their toys and
I'm
stuff.
letting the guy who doesn't have any of the money because he gave it all to the orphanage. I'm letting him get off scot-free where his life has not changed at all and the lives of the orphans have gotten so much better. And the Bank of Mango Ice Cream can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't
Frankly.
help him either.
Unless I liked the mango ice cream. That
Okay, all right. Yeah, sure. Well, that's not part of
Now
the
that's a
question.
different story.
Okay, let's do another here. You have a job as a network administrator for a company that also employs your best friend's husband. One day, your best friend's husband sends you a message asking you to release an email from quarantine. This requires you to open the email, at which point you discover that it's correspondence between this guy and his secret lover. After releasing the email, you find yourself in a pickle. Your instinct is to tell your best friend about his husband's infidelities, but divulging the contents of company emails is against company policy. and you could lose your job. Once it becomes plain that your best friend found out about his cheating husband through a company email, all trails will inevitably lead to you as the leak. Do you tell him about the indiscretion?
How's even having to think about this?
I don't think I know.
Hose guy.
I don't think I know who I am in this scenario.
You're the network administrator.
I'm a network administrator.
What kind of pay does that make?
This is 6 figures, but low six figures.
6 figures.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably
Low
110
six
or
figures.
something.
So my job.
They will pay for you to get certs, and you
so
can
I
move up.
probably lose my job if I spill the beans.
Yes, it sounds that way.
Sounds like
Seems
I will
like it'd
lose
be
my
against the
job.
rules, yeah. And you got insurance too.
And I will say, if this helps change your mind, in the break room freezer,
Yes. Okay.
there is
All right.
a mango
This is-
ice cream with the exact perfect level of brightness and pop. And you
yes.
can have as much
Yes.
as you want because it's considered...
It'd be very refreshing after like a heavy
Oh,
meal,
it
like
would.
bready meal.
It would be very refreshing, yes.
Is there a
absolutely.
401k at the company? I mean, not that I've ever signed up for one, but is there?
Yeah.
Sounds like
What
there
are we
is.
talking for Benny's?
Sounds like
what do we got
there
for
is, and it
Benny's?
sounds like they do employee matching up to 6%.
Oh,
And
I
that's
wish I would
really
have
good,
signed up for
man.
one of the 401ks I had a chance to sign up for someday.
But you don't still work there.
Right, but that money I think would exist, but I always would be like, I need the money now. Like
Yeah.
that big joke for me,
Yeah.
and I never signed up. So
my
now I have
parents were always
nothing.
like, when you do your taxes or whatever, or whatever, or when you do your the deductions from your taxes, your check or something, you can have them take more out or something. I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
one.
why the fuck would I do that?
That means
Yeah.
I get less money.
I need the fucking money.
Yeah.
I want the big, and it's like you get more on your return. So then at that point, you're like, well, I like getting that $700
Yeah.
or whatever, because like that was what you
Yeah.
get for a return before they started charging.
Here's what I do in this situation.
5 figures.
My friend's partner, again, who I know is cheating on them.
But you don't know the person.
Wait, no, my friend is the one who's doing the cheating.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm not friends with the person who isn't doing the cheating.
Yeah. So
This is whether I tell them.
Risk your
Do
job.
you know? Do you remember
Mm-mm.
any
no,
part
we
of
don't
this?
quite understand.
I've read this for the first time just now.
Yeah. All right, here's what I think I do.
It
Here's what I
feels
think
like
I
it was
do.
written by
I think
ChatGPT. I don't know.
the cheaters. What I would do is I'd buy them to tickets to a pop concert, right?
Yeah.
And then I would I'd find a way to just tear
Chapel Roan.
tear a little bit of the receipt so that there's just a little bit of information about them on there. And I would go to one of my friends like abandoned houses where he carries out his killings and stuff, and I would just leave that
That's
receipt
smart.
There.
sort
That
of
is smart.
sitting
Did you-
somewhere.
Did you see Trap?
No, I didn't. I
That's
didn't.
what this.
You gotta see it.
I do. My favorite one's The Happening.
Yeah, I just watched that the other day. It's
the
so
funniest
fucking
movie.
funny, man.
Yeah, it's one of the
No,
funniest.
what do you mean?
Yeah,
What are you
The
talking
Happening's really good. It's
Mark
really funny.
Wahlberg just running from place to place and crying
So
is one of
good.
the best fucking movies.
The one where I saw the clip I had forgotten about. I love no, what do you mean? That part's so good. That's amazing. One of the best line readings in history. But there's the one where the guy gets shot when he's opening like the door of the house. I saw a
Yes.
clip of that
Yeah.
the other day. So funny.
So good. What a great film.
Yeah.
The guy lays down in front of the lawnmower. That was
Yeah,
just
that was
like
good,
my
too.
favorite thing. But
Yeah.
that's his best movie. That's his best work.
Do you want your results?
Yes.
You're crazy as fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck!
You're crazy. Yeah, it says you're crazy. I can't.
I'm gonna
believe-
call 911.
Yeah, I think.
No,
you should.
that's cool. It's cool. It's cool to be
Jesse, you have this crazy guy in your house.
I know it's scary. I meant to ask you for a theme song
a
before
wild
we
and
did
crazy
that.
guy.
Can you do one really quick?
Here.
morality test.
Let me
One of
help
those
out.
fucking-
Let me help out.
There
Some guys are crazy. Some guys are cool. Hal's one of those two things we don't know what to do. It's Hal's morality test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I just need that mixed and mastered, and probably in the next 2 weeks.
Beautiful.
Dan,
That has made
got
me
it,
so
Dan.
happy.
I did have one more thing
What?
I wanted us to do before we wrap up here. And this won't be a part of the actual.
can we take like a snapshot, print it out, and all autograph it?
Yes, I'm gonna get you guys to autograph everything in the room before we.
I
And
know.
I'm gonna have Jesse sign my name just because. It's like, here, you can just sign it. They'll never know.
This won't be a part of the actual episode when we put this out, but this will be some stuff that we use, like in the future. Like, did you
In the future?
in the future? Did you hear when the Doughboys did that thing where it was like they do the segments that they like build them up over the year, and then they do an episode. It's like all segments.
Lucky bastard.
It's a smart way of doing it because you had to bank some stuff ahead of time or whatever.
Shit.
So we're doing a couple of things.
All segments.
Yeah, we're doing a couple of things like that too.
I'm gonna do that too.
So what I want you guys to do, so I'll give you guys like some lines, and so then we'll just bank these, and then we'll be able to play them when they're relevant later.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I love it.
So can you, Howell, can you read this first one here for me? Yeah, put your readers on really quick.
I need to put the old.
Can you just do this one for me right here, please? Yeah. Just that.
We'll get it clean.
We'll get it clean. We'll get it cleaned up in post and everything too.
Am I gonna have enough?
Yeah, you got enough slack right there.
Okay.
You want it really close to you, don't you, pal?
Yeah.
Yeah, get all
Trying
up
to
in
get
there.
the whole thing. He's gonna
why
look
not?
through what porno.
Hey, everybody! You're listening. Is that too loud?
That's good.
Is that what?
I think
Sorry, I think I was louder than I was talking the rest of the time.
No,
so.
that's all right.
Hey, everybody. You're listening to YKS, the #1 podcast for guys with ED.
That's good. Hit that next one.
Perfect for him too.
Yeah, that's really good.
I have Sorry, let me say this cleanly.
Yeah.
I have erectile dysfunction, just like you. I should point.
Yeah, do this one. Yeah,
specific.
yeah,
Point
that
it
one.
down.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna want to.
Yeah.
This is a good eye contact
Don't
read.
point
I
at
think.
me.
Yeah.
Point it, Dan.
I don't have erectile.
I have erectile dysfunction, just like you, and I subscribe to the YKS Patreon.
Very good.
The
Okay.
wo- Nope.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
Yeah. No. Hit that next one just really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
The YKS family is proud to present its newest host, Chris D'Elia.
Very good. Okay. Cool. Now, Brian, I want to get you to do some of these too.
Oh, exciting.
So for this next one, I've got like a list of different hosts that we may add in the future, just because it's I feel like it's getting stale with me and Mike.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is.
Well, a lot of
People
people
are hating,
people were saying it's bad. So if you can just do that first line where it's like the YKS family is proud to present its newest host, and then read like a couple of those there, and then we'll just get all those.
You know, the last time you had me do this, I got you in trouble.
No, this is different because we've already got this cleared
Is
with
it
everybody. With who?
Coupon.
Yeah, we don't have that.
The YKS family is proud to present its newest host, Ralphie May.
Good. Yeah, hit it with the next one. Yeah.
The YKS family is proud to present its newest host, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
Yeah, that's good. Hit those other two in the
Yeah.
middle there. Yeah, I want to make
The
sure. we get it.
YKS family is proud to present its newest host, Gay Elon Musk.
Yeah, just in case.
And YKS would like to. Oh my God, I just fucked it up there.
That's okay. We
The
got it.
YKS family is proud to present his newest host, Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Hell yeah.
I love this.
Yeah. And
I'm going to do something like this too on my show.
we have a few more
Steal
hosts
this bit.
that we might introduce. If you want to, can you do just from here down, like those last three? You need the glasses for that, or well, I don't know if you want to.
This guy loves glasses.
He does. Yeah, he's a big glasses.
Yeah, I can't see anymore.
Yeah, well,
I
guess,
know the feeling, brother. That's
I guess
why I'm
that way.
wearing them
Or
too.
if you'd rather look off of this, it's up to you.
But it's a good look.
This
Glasses
is,
are great.
he did Jessica Rabbit, right?
yeah. So pick up
all
from
right.
there. Yeah.
And it's the YKS family. The YKS family is proud to present its newest host, the owner and chef de cuisine of Louisville's own Bacon Boys Bitchin' Biscuits Diner, Howell Dawdy.
Just in case, I just
Yeah.
figured maybe there's a.
It's possible. And he does have a biscuit
Could take
diner.
over.
If you go to the biscuit,
I thought this was going pretty well. I didn't know this was going this well.
it's going very well.
That's so.
It's going
Lucky
very,
This is
guy.
very well.
awesome.
This guy gets a job out of this deal?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Virgil, Texas.
Give the. You want to give the whole sentence on that?
We need
Oh,
the whole thing.
Yeah, we need the whole thing just because
Okay.
the YKS family.
The YKS family is proud to present its newest host, Virgil, Texas.
Okay. Thank you. All right. That's great. That's terrific. There's also a few other things on here that like we've been thinking about doing a segment that's like where we read reviews.
Yeah, I was looking through. our podcast reviews the other day.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff in there. I like the 1-star reviews because I can use those and turn it around, and that gives me something I could work on.
Oh, actually, could you read that 1-star review
Very
right there?
helpful.
Yeah, we actually had a
Yeah.
1-star review. I wanted you to
Jeez.
read for our
Jeez.
segment.
A lot of reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of reading here. 1-star iTunes review. They should bring back Virgil, Texas.
That's in case we have to. That's in case we have to get him.
In case you have to get rid of
for
him.
whatever. Yeah. So
Yeah.
just I don't know for whatever.
I
reason.
can't think of one reason why you
Probability is
We'll
pretty
just-
high. You're going to have
We'll
to.
just. Brian, would you read the 5-star review we got?
This show was super stale before they added the new host, Chris D'Elia. I feel like Chris really gets me, and I've been enjoying DMing with him on Instagram.
Yeah.
So you want me to read it again?
No, it's okay. Dan can clean
that up. Yeah.
Would you do like for this one? I think
This is
because
these are theoretical reviews for theoretical changes made to the show in the future that you may need to have a clean read of.
Right.
Yes.
For the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I get it. That makes sense.
For this next,
I'm the guy getting called psycho over here. I'm the guy getting called crazy.
You know, at the end of the show, we'll be like, we do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called, and that's where you come in. That's where like we'll have the emails or stuff from some people. And
I think it goes a little something like, you're gonna want to contact YKS.
Oh boy,
Me and Hal make a good singing team.
Oh yeah,
this is the singing team.
DB does the drums. We're fucking killing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about changing that segment because it's like people aren't really emailing anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, we're over emails.
They're doing forums.
You need me to change the song again? Well, I gotta change the song.
I don't think we're not even doing Contact YKS anymore. We're just auditioning for like new segments altogether. So if could I get you to read the sentence? We do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called.
You're gonna want to try a new segment. That could count.
That's good kind of work.
It's called What Porno Are You Watching?
Well,
you guys just discussed which porno you're watching again?
We may get there.
Okay.
But we have a few that we've been thinking about doing already. So could you do we do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called, and then like read a couple of those segments we're thinking about doing.
Jesse, you're the one that says that. That's not.
Yeah, but we're trying a new thing where we get other people to do the
We do have time for.
Yeah.
Reset. We do. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called Listener's Lament.
That's good. That's perfect.
That's
beautiful. Hit that next one. Yeah.
Oh, do the second one?
Yeah, do the second one.
We do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called Ass Pussy Paradise.
That's good.
That's the one you should pick. That's the one I like.
That's really good.
Is it?
Okay, could you? Yeah, let's see. Let's see. And let's hand this to Bryan. Bryan, could you do
ass pussy, ass pussy pussy.
Yeah, that's really good.
Song,
yeah, could you?
That's a theme.
Could you do that one you see right there?
Leaving the glasses on because I expect that's going to come back.
We do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called Cummy Friends.
That's good. That's good. Can you do the next one?
We do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called the Soda Pop Off.
Just drink sodas.
I love that.
That's good. That's really good.
Do one more.
We do have time for one more segment on the show. It's called the Soda Pop Tasty Test.
That's pretty good.
I gotta say, this Baja Blast is good. I never had it before.
It's good, right? Yeah, it's a 0.
It's the first time I ever had it.
Nice.
Would you take us out on the last two, Hal?
I cannot believe it.
I took the glasses off.
I left them on.
Just leave them on.
It's easier to leave them on all the time.
I think
take the last two.
So
we do have time for one more segment, and then hit those last two. Yeah.
We do have time for one more segment on the show, and it's called Soda is So Good.
All right. Let's hit that last one, please.
Folks, we got...
It's great. That's great. That's great. That's awesome.
Folks, we got time for one more segment on the show, and it's called Fuck Me with a Bottle of Soda.
That's good, man. That's really good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Bryan, did you want to do that last one too, just so we have your take on it too?
Fuck me with a bottle of soda.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to the changes that are coming to the show here soon.
Me too. I can't wait to hear Soda Poppy Tasty Pop.
I think that's going to be good. Okay, now we'll go back in and close out the show. Hey, guys, thanks so much for being on YKS with us. It was so nice to have you in the studio. Mike, I think we should have people in the studio more often. What do you think?
Guys, come back next week.
I'm gonna fly you guys to Columbus. We're gonna do this.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
In my room with too many
They got
Legos.
direct flights. We could do it.
Do they have flights to Louisville?
It's like a 2-hour
We do have an
drive.
international airport there.
You guys do have airplanes and stuff?
We have airplanes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
What
like
TV stations you got over there?
Good question.
We got most of them. We got most all of them.
Right.
ABS, NBC, CBS,
Kind of
Fox?
looking into
ABS.
ABS. That's my favorite
What's
one.
ABS?
You guys don't have that one?
Abs.
We don't have ABS.
I got a hell of an antenna in here. You guys ought to see it. All right.
And a that's a braking system, right?
Yeah.
Anti-lock braking
anti-lock
system.
braking.
Anti-lock braking. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I'm a car
you're a
guy.
car guy.
Car guy.
I'm a car guy. You see the car I'm driving.
Tell everybody about
This guy's such a car guy. He's watching ABS.
Howell, plug your stuff, pal.
Okay, I have a new album out. It's called "I Need Some Help," and it's not. That's not about me. It's not about.
No, it's fine.
boy, do you. I'll
It
help
is
you
actually. It is
anytime,
about
Hal.
me.
Anytime.
But yeah, check out my new album. It's called "I Need Some Help." You can listen to it anywhere you listen to music. I have a podcast called the Big Howell and Possum Podcast, and my stream is Big Howell Dawdy at Twitch, and I stream 3 times a week. One of the times I stream with DB.
With this guy right here. Movie night.
Wednesday night, movie night.
With Eric Roberts
real
and the gang.
fun, real fun movie night stream we do every week. And then Fast Track, which all these guys have been on, is coming back.
Let's go.
It's coming back. It'll be back in it'll be back when I get it ready.
Yeah,
but
don't
it's
give
coming
them a
back.
time. I never do. I'm
not gonna- I'm not gonna
doing
say
that
it.
too.
Yeah. Well, it's great.
I mean,
what's
I
the-
paused I paused Fast Track and I said I need about a month to finish my record and get it out and promote it and all that stuff. And then it's been 2 years. So
It's been 2 years?
it's been 2 years
Damn.
since that happened. So.
Shouldn't have
No,
paused
wait. I paused it in 2023. So I was still doing bonus
that's
episodes
1
in
year.
2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
One, yeah. I was going to say.
That's 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
It's 2024 now.
Yeah. Now it's 2024.
Basically,
Good year.
Yeah, hell of a year.
Really good year. We got an
2 years.
election.
Speaking of car
2 years
guys.
worth of a year in my opinion.
Well, mine's a
You got-
2018, Jesse.
Okay, I just meant Goodyear tires.
Well, I drive a 2018 Nissan CRV
that
or
is-
a Honda
He's a car
CRV.
guy. He knows all the stuff about his car.
Well, I got it wrong. I drive a 2018 Honda CRV, and I put gas in it all the time,
Let's
and
go.
I've done some oil changes on it.
I drive a Honda CBS.
It's got a CBS braking system in it.
Yeah.
Can't brake for shit.
Sorry about the mango thing, Hal. Brian, how about yourself? Tell everybody about guys.
Well, Guys, a podcast about guys. You just search Guys and Bryan, and it's the first thing that comes up. And patreon.com/guys podcast, because I'm afraid they're going to take it away because my Twitch is indefinitely suspended because of the name Murder Bryan. So
That's
I
right.
don't know what my Twitch is going to be when they come back. Maybe they'll let me keep Murder Bryan. I don't fucking know. But, just guys, just look for guys. Just listen to the fucking show and go on to Patreon so I can
Just listen to the fucking
Just listen to
thing.
the shows,
Just
guys.
listen
Come
to
on.
fucking guys. Come
Just listen
on.
to the shows.
come on. All these guys have been on. Mike's been on 100 times, and
Been on
so has
100
Jesse.
Yeah, they're great. They're great shows. Thanks everybody for listening
I've only been on once.
and watching. Yeah,
You'll be back. You will
never
be
been on,
back.
ice cream guys.
Wait, mango guys. Actually, I was
Mango guys.
going more
Write
granular.
that down.
these
Yeah,
days.
write that
Mango
down.
guys.
Oh, don't make them too granular. You refuse to fucking eat it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
£1,000 head.